Transsexual Tyrannosaurus, just like me.
Live from Las Vegas, Nevada.
Welcome, all you sexual Tyrannosauruses, for joining us today. Man, we have an exciting week coming up, but we have so many guests on today that we want to go ahead and get started. And we are going to introduce them.
Getting bigger and bigger with every show.
Seriously. Okay, I'm going to be honest with you, ladies. Okay, I really appreciate you guys all coming, but we started doing this every other week, and I have to overbook because I don't know if you know this, but girls tend to flake.
Yes.
In fact, before this episode, I had 4 girls say they have an allergic reaction, 2 say that, and then we still ended up with the 12 of you in here. It's madness. So, but I want to appreciate the fact because the show keeps getting bigger and bigger every time since we changed the format. We made it a little bit funnier. So here we go, guys. We're going to start over here on this side. She is from New York. She's an OnlyFans content creator. Please welcome for the first time. It's Miss Candace Kloss. Hey. Candace, welcome, Candace. Awesome. Next to Candace. She's from Porterville, California. She's an interior designer. We have normal people on this week. She's an interior designer, and she's a model. It's Abigail. How you doing, Abigail?
Get normal girls on the show.
Yes. She is from Virginia. She's a real estate agent. Welcome, Meg. Meg, it's good to be on here. Meg, first time having Meg on. He is a male slut and a senior at Harvard. Please welcome. He's a Men of Action instructor from Cambridge, Massachusetts. It's Tristan Darshan. Yes, good to be back. There you go. She is from St. Louis. She's in asset protect. She works at an asset protection law firm. It is Laura. Laura, what'd you say? I can't be your girlfriend. I can't be your wife, but I will keep you from getting ripped off.
Prevent you from getting sued.
Okay, gotcha. Very nice. Asset protection. That's great. She's from Iowa. She owns MM Angels. It is Monica Cruz. All right, coming over here on the other side. She is from Virginia. She is a stay-at-home fiance. It is Jocelyn. Welcome, Jocelyn, stay-at-home fiance. He is the founder of Wake Up Warrior from Miami. It's Mr. Garrett. How you doing, Garrett? Hey. Good to have you on here, brother. Hey. Excited. Garrett's going to talk to us about marriage. We're going to have a marriage debate here in a little bit. Exciting. She is from Mexico. She's a makeup artist and a hairdresser. It is Cynthia Cortez. Welcome, Cynthia. First time to the show. From Stockton, California, and she works at Jewel Nightclub. Shout out to Jewel and all the Tao Group properties. Shout out to Palm Tree opening up on May 3rd. That's going to be huge. But from Jewel, it is West. How you doing, West?
I'm doing well.
Good to have you on here. First time on here. She's from Las Vegas. She's an exotic dancer and a content creator. It is Maritza. Yes. And finally, she's an exotic dancer, also a content creator. Her name is Honey. Shout out to Honey.
Honey.
All right. And I'll make sure to put all their Instagrams in the bio after the show so you guys can all follow them on OnlyFans. All right, here we go. Just kidding. So we have a ton of videos. So what happened was because Fresh and Fit hosted the show with us last time, we didn't do any videos. And so for those of you who don't know, one of the greatest parts of my job is you guys keep sending me these horrible, horrible memes. They're so incredibly offensive.
And now we have a group chat.
Yeah, we have a group chat just for memes. It's called Bible Study Memes. And the thing is, the ones that we can post, we're going to try to do on the show today. So we have several of them coming up. What do you have coming up?
Well, what do I have coming up? My birthday show is coming up on April 2nd.
April 2nd is his birthday.
We probably have a ton. How many girls do we have coming for that one already?
4 or 5.
Yeah, just a couple.
Zodiac sign.
What do you think it is?
What's your zodiac sign? I know y'all love that.
Yeah, right?
Are you a Taurus?
There it is. Yeah.
Yeah, can't you tell? I mean, just by listening to him? Obviously, he's a Taurus, Aries,
You know,
whatever.
it's funny, like, whenever we ask this question, a girl's like, oh, yeah, I'm into astrology. Right? I'm like, okay, what's my sign? And none of them get it right. I mean, and we'll go around the table, and there's like 10 girls now. What are there, 12 zodiac signs? Like, statistically, you should have guessed it by now. But yeah, I guess it's Aries.
You're an Aries.
Yeah.
Awesome. Rollo did a show. You did your show.
Yeah, we did. I don't know if Jake's in the house somewhere. Jake, my drummer's here today. We did the Battle of the Bands last Wednesday. We didn't win, but it was a hell of a lot of fun. So
did those
kind of
weird rappers with the
yeah,
the weird legs?
They actually won, if you can believe that. Yeah, and Joe was there too. It was a lot of fun. It was a success in the sense that it was our first kind of debut gig, but we also got other gigs out of it too. So that's the great thing. And I'm starting to learn the Las Vegas music scene, which is great. great too. So we're making connections. So we've already got 2 gigs as a result of that one gig. So
Oh,
yeah, it was awesome.
Awesome. He's going to get
we're doing
famous
well.
for that. He's going to stop writing books.
No. I'm
that's
working
what
on
happens.
book 6 right now. So yeah,
That's what's going on.
Yeah.
Garrett, you want to explain your business? Tell them what you do. So Dan Fleischman connected us.
Yeah.
Go ahead and talk to us about it.
So for the last 13 years, I've been training predominantly married businessmen with children. But one of the challenges we have in that is that a lot of these guys are getting divorced. And in their divorce dilemma, we don't have solutions for them for dating because a lot of these guys have been married for 15, 18 years, and then they enter the war zone of modern dating. And a lot of the ladies are devouring these men because they haven't dated for 15 to 20 years.
They don't have the technology. That's
They
the way
don't
we like
know
to
what
say
the
it.
fuck
They don't have the
they're doing.
technology.
I think you guys have all the technology in today's day and age for dating.
I think to understand women, I think it is kind of difficult. Oh shit, Emily, can we try to get one more chair? I don't know if we'll be able to fit her in here. Okay, all right.
How many girls do we have now?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay.
12.
All right.
I didn't join because I was
My God.
say I was gonna join, and I was like, you guys only have so many seats.
Yes, we can swap. We can swap out if somebody needs to go to the
Yes.
bathroom or something like that. Going back to what you said before about the whole marriage thing, it's funny. So you two went and told that to Dan Fleischman, and he thought to connect you with me because that's specifically what we specialize in. Rollo too is the men who have been married for say 15 years. They go back into the dating market. There wasn't Instagram. You used in 2006. You should be able to. I know this is going to sound crazy. You used to be able to go to a bar and get a girl's phone number.
Yeah.
And she wasn't trying to rob you, drug you, or do sex
Roll
work.
you.
It was crazy. It was
Yes.
It's 2006. So we're talking 19 years ago. You used to be able to do that. Now it's like all the girls that were available have been sucked out of the market because of Instagram, OnlyFans, different things like that. There's 5 different nightclubs every week that are closing down in London because girls are not going out. Same thing's happening in Los Angeles. The nightlife there is absolutely terrible. Here, even in Las Vegas, I've noticed the ratios are getting more and more male dominated, which is why you have to throw events to try to get girls to come out because girls don't care about coming to your comp anymore. They don't give a fuck about your dance floor table. They don't care about any of that stuff. And so they become so used to it. And because on Instagram, they're getting offers for so many things. And the other problem with I'm sure these guys are dealing with is a girl who might not be that attractive can now use Facetune and FaceApp, make herself look different. Now it's all of a sudden come fly me to Dubai. And even if she doesn't go to Dubai, she gets that message from French Montana, like come to my party. What happens is if I ask her on a date, it's whether or not she likes me, it's me versus losing out on an opportunity with French Montana. And so that's why the dating scene has become progressively more degenerate.
Yes, it's like thawing them out of like cryogenic freeze.
Yes.
Like
Yeah,
if
well,
they've
they're
been in a
waking
marriage
up
for
in-
like 25 years.
You
They
just
gotta
don't,
come
they
out
don't
of
have, they don't have a fucking clue.
Yeah.
And the truth is because most of 70% of my guys are still married,
Yeah.
like long-term attraction in marriage and seducing your wife back into what it was like before is one game, but new game. Yeah, these guys are clueless. And the truth is I've been married for 21 years, so like what the fuck do I know about the modern game
You know
anyways?
what the thing is though, like so if you do the survey, women will say I want to date someone maybe 3 years older than me. And the thing is when women are asked, do you want to date a guy who's 45 when they're like 25, they generally say no. But what they really don't want is someone who's fat because that's what this country is. 70% of the people in this
Very
country
true.
are overweight and 41% are obese, like extremely overweight. And when people, because I was reading the stats, it's like, because I'm 47, oh, nobody wants you, you're 47. I was like, no, most people who are 47 are fat. That's just the truth. And so if you can avoid doing that, like you said, I think that when we talk about there's an attraction problem in sexless men, it's like, no, we're just all fat. That's what it is. And if we just are more fat, then we wouldn't have this problem. So I think that would probably do a lot. You know what I'm saying? Having what's your wrong with erectile dysfunction?
Yeah.
Having your wife be hot, like that would actually kind of fix.
Yes, the holistic approach.
And a lot of the challenge too, these guys have a thought in their mind that okay, I could just go out and pick up any girl. The truth is they're unfuckable right now.
Yeah.
Like the reason their wives not fucking them is because they look unfuckable.
But not only that they're unfuckable, if they only worried about money the whole time during their marriage and they come back out, if you only worry about money and you don't understand women, you become a target to women. Women very quickly is like, this guy doesn't even know how to use his fucking phone. If I was a girl and I was working at Sapphire and a guy didn't know how to use his phone, I am rolling this motherfucker for everything he's got. Are you kidding me? He doesn't even know how to use his phone. It's like, oh no, I don't know what. No, I wasn't on your. No, it's like this. I wasn't on your Cash App. I don't know what you're talking about. No, I wasn't on your swipe up. I wasn't on your Cash App. It's not a big deal. Yeah, men who only worry about money and don't worry about game become financial targets. The other part is the guy who only works about game and not about money. That's the male stripper who sleeps on someone's couch, or the guy who's a bartender who's been with like hundreds of people and like never never actually, starts a business. That's the opposite. You know what I'm saying? So
dilemma both directions.
yeah, it's a dilemma.
It's a dilemma both
You got to do
directions.
both. You can't just work out your right arm and not your left arm. You got to work out both. You
Well,
know?
it's like Elon Musk was saying. Listen, a girl's never going to choose a guy with 6 cars over a guy with a 6-pack.
Yeah.
Like, and this is a fact too. In the world, we come into guys my age. I'm almost 49.
Yeah.
If you have money and you're halfway good looking and you have some game,
Yeah.
you're fucking better than all. And the age gap has been so different. I don't know what this experience for you girls like, but you have got the dating game has shifted too, because for our guys that are getting divorced, they're 45, 50 years old. They have money, they have resource. They're looking at women 25 to like 45.
Yeah.
Massive range. And they get into relationships with girls that are like 28. And they're like, I don't know what's going on. I said, you're fucking raising your daughter.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, she's still trying to figure herself
Well, like,
out.
coming from a girl, like, hella daddy issues are a real ass thing. Like, it's a joke, but also, like, people be experiencing that stuff too. So I feel like that plays into it a little bit.
For sure.
I have a question. I've never asked this before. Who here has a male figure in your life, could be your dad or someone else, that you truly respect, like you absolutely, truly trust and respect?
Wait, what
really?
if they pass though, and I
Yeah,
still
maybe
like,
they pass. Okay, cool.
fair.
Okay, cool. I think that's a pretty significant thing, because one of the things that'll happen is if a woman grows up and she never has any guy that she respects, when she has her man, it's like in her mind he's always undependable. He's always either Homer Simpson or he's Jeffrey Dahmer. He's either dangerous or he's disposable or he's stupid. And unless she's actually trusted a man and saying he provided for me every time, he literally kept all of his promises, all this kind of stuff. When she sees that and can truly respect him, until that point, if she's never had that in her life, and then she listens to Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion, watches The View, watches Disney movies. In Disney movies, the men are all idiots. Go watch King of Queens. Go watch The Simpsons. They're all dumb, stupid, and their wives have to save them. That's the model that they've been taught. And so now they don't. If a woman has never had a strong male figure in her life, and then all of a sudden she gets into a relationship with a guy who has a business, and if she does not fully and completely respect him and put her emotions aside whenever he's with a client, he's got to work late, etc. If she can't do that because she's never had a male figure to do that, then she's going to explode with emotion. But she thinks she's justified because of how she feels, and then then later on, it's like, I don't know why these guys don't like me. There's no good guys out here. These men are all toxic, and it's like, no, that's not the issue. So, go ahead.
But what if the guy doesn't know how to like communicate his feelings? Because having an absent father figure in your life causes you to look in and know what your feelings are, and know that this person being absent, you don't feel the void. And a lot of men in this day and age will rather fill the void rather than to respectfully sit in the muck, the respectful, like the shit. And so they just keep pushing on because they have that shark mentality.
Abigail, I'm confused. Are you saying you're dating a guy and he doesn't express emotions?
You're saying how, like, if you walk into a relationship and she's like missing this father figure in her life, and she walks into a relationship and he's like business, all of these things. I think that as a man, you also have to know that you are coming into a situation where you have to lead, and if you're not leading from behind her where you could say, hey, this is where you need to navigate, and you want to lead in front, I think that's like the biggest clash, because a girl needs to feel comfortable in letting you lead, especially when someone has been absent for whatever reason.
Okay. Yeah. No, I understand what you're saying. What I'm saying is the transition is difficult if you've never had any man that you've ever truly respected. And by the way, it could have been a soccer coach. It could have been you joined the military and it was your military training instructor. It doesn't have to be your dad, but it's usually your dad. And so that's the person. And so when you don't see that, I can't remember, Joe, you had a buddy on here one time, and he said, whenever my daughter brings girls home who don't have fathers in their lives, I can tell immediately. Yep. I can tell immediately. You seen the same thing?
100%. They cling, like they feed, like there's a desire for that masculine energy that's immovable. I deal with a ton of women that are like 40, 41, 42. They've gone through all their fuck around phases, and now they're like past into their 30s, and they're like, man, I probably should get serious with my life, because you can burn yourself ragged in your 20s. You can run your shit up to 35. About 35, your body starts changing. Everything now becomes safety and security. It's not just, oh, I got tits, I'm fucking hot, I want to do the world. It shifts, and we've watched it happen with women. Now there's this place of like, how do I settle down with this guy? I don't even know how to do it. There's all this pain inside, reactivity, constant chaos on both sides for the guy too, because the guy doesn't know how to fucking do anything, because guys just like try to follow. They don't even know how to lead. Most dudes don't even know how to lead. So what you're talking about, they don't know how to do it. Young or old, they don't know how. They're not even taught.
Just imagine if so like let's just say the bottom third of men have like no idea when it comes to women, and that's about accurate. The numbers are somewhere in the 20 percentile. Haven't had sex in the last year, but even the ones that have, they just don't know what they're doing. Let's say one of those guys, he's dating you, and he's so happy that you're dating him that he doesn't know anything else but to let you lead. Does that make sense? And you become progressively more unattracted to him because he's so up your ass and he's so obsessed with you because he has no options with women. And you're just like giving a good guy a chance and you don't know the difference.
But what if he has options with women and you know what you both bring to the table and he just doesn't respect you? I feel like...
And you should move on. Just like,
move on, but like at the end of the day, as a woman, I'm not going to just leave my partner. I really feel like we could grow. And if I feel like I could nourish you in that department, just like you could nourish me to become a leader and not lead with my emotions all the time, I feel like there's a healthy balance. Like debrief with me behind closed doors. Once work comes in, like in our home, that's when it comes a problem. But if we could both like, I'm not gonna lie, my previous relationship, if I can't talk shit with you one-on-one about work, banter with you, it will never work.
What I recommend for everyone is have a meme chat with your wife and send horrible, offensive memes to one another and push the boundaries. Push the boundaries. See how far you go with it. You got any videos you want to start with?
I was going to say, if you can't fuck around with her, then what's the point?
For sure.
Right? I mean,
It's all down to communication.
Is she funny though? Like, is she funny?
I mean, most girls aren't really funny, you know, just being real.
I think there's a lack of emotional intelligence.
Go ahead, Wes.
I think there's a lack of emotional intelligence and communication barriers that most people are very not self-aware.
Sure.
And there's a lot of issues in relationships because if you're not self-aware and these people aren't willing to actually work on the issues, you can address the issues as much as you want, but if they're not willing to take accountability for their own actions and work on like whether it's therapy, couples therapy, or just acknowledging
But Wes, why do you think it is that we're not we're not socially calibrated anymore? Why do you think that is?
It could be the phones,
But you understand, like, I want you to consider that the species we belong to is 200,000 years old, right? And hominids in general, 2 million years old. And mammals, 178 million years. And this thing just kind of popped up in everyone's hand 20 fucking years ago. And it has changed our lives. We are not adapted for this. We are not adapted to see this many faces, to get this much stimulus as we do every day. And because of that, we are here. And then you're right, we're socially uncalibrated. I was born in 1977. At least I spent the first 23 years of my life without a phone, and so I learned how to speak to other human beings. But what I've seen is, you're right. I have younger family members, and it's very clear they have no comprehension of how to do. Now you get them on Minecraft or you get them playing GTA, they know how to talk to each other then. But like in face to face, we're seeing that it's getting progressively worse. And men are behind women as far as we had Richard Reeves on. Right. Men are about 2 years behind women on average as far as development is concerned. That's why I'm saying women have more technology. If you took a man and a woman around the same age, she's just more, because more people approach her, she's just more socially savvy. And women in general are more socially savvy than men. And also men suffer from autism far more than women. So
I respect that.
Yeah. So because of again, that's sort of the disadvantage. That's when I say a technological disadvantage. That's what I mean. It's like we don't have the technology to keep up with you. We don't understand how to do. And it also, in addition to that, there's all the stimulus that you receive from social media that we can't compete with.
I think.
Go ahead, Laura. Just go ahead and grab the microphone to start talking.
I have something to say that definitely correlates with what you said earlier about women getting a little bit older, looking for different things. Like, I have a whole different set of questions that I'm going to ask a man nowadays. Like,
FICO score?
What were the questions before versus now? What were the questions?
I didn't really care before. But now,
you didn't need to ask.
What is your credit score? Do you have any assets? Like these are important things because I have these things. So, like, if you can't just even like come close to it.
What's the minimum credit score?
So his credit score is 200, but he's 6'4".
No.
What if we need a 680 for
Monica goes, shit.
Because I had that.
I'll take him.
Take him because I had that. No,
pass him to you.
No, thank you. And
he's got a 300 credit score, but he's got a Bugatti. Ready?
No, I need a 680 so we could get some business funding.
Okay, there we go. That's what I like to hear.
She's like an angel investor. It's like this gotta be.
So I'm like business.
Well, the thing is, why are you searching for that now?
Because I've accomplished these things. So why haven't you?
Yeah, exactly. And you're moving to the stage where safety and security is more important than being seen.
Yep.
Exactly.
That's the challenge though for most guys because they get into a
Well, I still
relationship
like
for
to
being.
be seen. Let's not
I-
get it twisted.
You're being
but-
seen
I
right
get
now
it.
by 60,000 dudes.
I get it.
All over the internet.
I get it. It's not that you don't want to be seen. This kicks in. We've watched this happen with all the girls we've talked to. Like, it kicks in about 35. Safety and security becomes more than just my body. Can this dude provide for me? Can he take care of me? Can he protect me? But guys are getting fucked because the good guys are coming in like, oh, she's hot. Oh, I can take
Where
care
are
of
they
you.
at?
But then,
Yeah. See, now you're
But then
interested.
she doesn't respect those guys.
then she doesn't
Exactly.
respect
That's
that
exactly
guy.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Then
because
she doesn't respect him and then cheats on him. And then I deal with all those guys too because she's like, oh, take care of me. But I really just hooked up with you to take care of you.
Take care of me. I don't know. That's not what I'm asking for.
Well,
I'll
maybe,
take
but you
care
want-
of
do you
maybe
want
I,
him to
but
take
maybe
care
I
of you?
want to take care of the girl that I'm
Then
with.
let's go.
So, but like
You?
there's a girl I'm friends with right now, and I have like this huge crush on her, but I'm not ever gonna say anything to her because she has a boyfriend, and I know her boyfriend, and her boyfriend doesn't do shit for her, like nothing, absolutely nothing. She's sitting there writing messages like, "Somebody help me," like with all this stuff, and I'm like, "Are you okay?" And I want to say something, but I can't because this dude is a clown, and like he doesn't understand, like he's not doing even like basic shit. I totally understand what you're saying. I want to make this analogy, so to kind of help you guys, this is kind of a key analogy for this show. There are 3 genders. Ready? There are the high status men, and women are chasing after high status men. And then there's women, and then below women, and women are chasing after high status men. And then there's low status men, and low status men are chasing after women. High status men are not chasing after anything except money. Women are chasing after high status men, and low status men are chasing after women. The reason why I have to use this analogy is because when women say men are trash, you are talking about the dude with the Bugatti with 16 girlfriends in Miami. You are not talking about the guy who gave you your Chick-fil-A. He does not, he's not cheating on anyone. He doesn't have the ability to cheat. He has no possibility of cheating, but you don't even recognize his existence because he's broke and he's not particularly good looking. And so you don't even notice him. So I'm saying is the bottom 80% of men, that's who I'm mainly talking to, but that's not, when you guys are complaining about men, you're almost never talking about those guys. Those aren't, unless it's like send me Bob's and Vagine and they send you a random dick pic. Those guys are creepy. But other than that, like that's what we're talking. So whenever we talk about this, when we talk about men, a lot of times we say it as a monolith. So meaning one big piece, all men. And it's obviously, you understand, if Garrett walks into a room, he's going to get a different reaction than the average man in the United States who makes $59,000 a year and is 5'9" and overweight.
Right.
$59,000 a year, 5'9" and overweight. That is the average man in the United States. You guys see? And a lot of times women you'll ask them. I've done this before. I've been on a date before, and I was like, "How many people are in this room?" And she doesn't even aware. I was like, "Do you remember our waiter? What does he look like?" No comprehend. Doesn't remember anything. The person who gave us our Chick-fil-A. Do you remember what he looks like? No comprehension whatsoever. No, because he wasn't good looking. He wasn't. Her reticular activation system in her mind did not turn on because this guy was not interesting. So if all you see is Chad Thundercock, is the only guy you see is Victor the VIP host and Steve the male stripper. Those are the only like images you see of men.
Brock the
then,
bartender.
Truly, men are trash. Then it's true because those are the only men that you see. But the guy who gave you your mail, you don't even notice that he exists. That's the difference. Make sense?
Why can't we have them both?
Huh?
Why can't both exist?
Evolution. The answer is evolution. The answer is evolution. The answer is hypergamy.
That's not true. One exists. He just doesn't live here.
Okay, there
Where
you
does he
go.
live?
One guy.
California.
One single guy.
All the good ones are in California. But yeah, it's what value will you bring into my life,
Sure.
Is what it comes down to.
Right, but the problem is if I can bring value into your life effortlessly, I can bring value into several other girls' lives, and they know that as well. And so now you're competing with them. So you either pick a man that nobody wants, in which case he can try to do everything he can to provide stuff in your life and he's going to fall short. Or you can pick a man who does not fall short, but he has unlimited options. And because of social media, it's so tilted. Like here's the average body count, right? For men, like the bottom third, it's like 1.
Don't get into this.
It's like 1. For the median, it's 5. And then if you're in the top 5%, it's 50. If you're the top 1% of men, it's 150 sexual partners. 0, 5, 150. Does that look even to you? No, it's all tilted to this group of men. Not all, but a lot of it's tilted to this group of men in the right. The number of men that go a year without sex, do you think it goes down every year? Or do you think it goes up? Do you think that $6.6 billion spent on OnlyFans is making men have more sex? Is that what you think? No, it's going in the other direction. There's $100,000 sex robots being sold at AVN currently. They're already being sold for $100,000 each. We're already there.
Hey, do you remember when we were at AVN and like there was this line of guys when we were walking into the convention like waiting to get their fleshlights signed? Do you remember
the
that?
fleshlight. Dude, they were fleshlight. line of dudes. I'm talking 400 dudes waiting in line to get their fleshlight
So
signed by
that
some porn
means
star.
most people don't live in Vegas. That means they booked a flight, flew in, booked a hotel to wait in line
And
to
brought,
get their
brought
fleshlights
their
signed.
own
And brought their
flashlights
fleshlights to get it signed.
on the plane.
And now you're signing a fleshlight that he was just inside recently. Isn't that fun? Isn't that fun?
hope they were wearing gloves. I just hope whoever
Yeah, wearing
was
gloves,
wearing
exactly.
gloves.
If I was a girl at AVN doing the signatures, I would wear like fucking surgical.
I'd wear the CDC.
So good to meet you. So good to meet you. Had a fucking mask on. Like, so good to meet you. All right, we haven't even got to one video yet. So yeah, there's a ton of people just tuned in. All right, awesome.
Yeah, we're doing good. I think I have a pretty timely video.
Let's do it.
here
And then
that's
you know
pretty
the
good.
one I wanna watch
Yeah, I know
second.
which one you wanted to. But
All right, ladies. So what we're gonna do is everybody got to be quiet. We're gonna watch the screen up here. And then
this
we're
is,
gonna react to the video.
I hate to say it, but this is kind of like, this is a nice segue here.
Okay.
Issue where I find almost no men attractive. Like, it's really, really annoying because I speak to a lot of men, right? I'm very social. I love to talk. I find almost no one attractive. So, like, there's just, like, it just doesn't go anywhere, like, ever. I get asked on dates, I'm like, no, pass. And then when I do find someone attractive, I'm like, I'm obsessed with you. I need you. If I don't have you, I'm gonna feel unwell. Like, I need them because it's so rare at this point that it, like, makes it extremely difficult. Or, like, even if they are attractive, like, even if, like, yeah, you're a pretty face, I just don't care to speak to them. Like, if I want to speak to someone, I will nonstop be thinking about, like, texting them or having a conversation with them. But it's so fucking rare. Like, it's so rare, and I just want to have a cute little fun crush and, like, whatever, but I can't even have a crush anymore because I'm just like, boring, like, not interested, no desire for it. I need to, like, go to the gym.
Ladies, does anyone have a similar experience in life?
Yes.
None of them are attractive. Go ahead, Laura.
Yes.
What do you notice?
Just nobody's interesting to me. I don't know. I just.
Anybody else? Go ahead, honey.
Oh, I just feel like I get the ick really easy. So
Okay, you get the ick really easy, okay.
I feel like they do something. I'm like, oh.
Candace, what about you? Grab the mic, Candace. What do you think about that video?
I don't understand what she was saying.
She's saying she doesn't find anyone attractive.
I don't know. There's a lot of attractive people. She should try harder.
Okay.
See,
What
I
do
would
you
say if you can't keep a conversation with me, then I'm not interested. You can
Okay.
be the hottest person in the room.
Yeah, I think
if you can't hold
you're a little
conversation-
bit more mature than she was. Anybody else? What do we think?
So yeah, if you can keep the same vibe like me,
Yeah.
It doesn't. He don't need to be like the perfect guy, you know. But if we
Yeah.
are in the same vibe, keep the conversation, like we have the same interesting things, yeah, we can go. It's a lot of hot guys there outside. But you know, sometimes they are like a douchebags.
The douchebags.
Yeah.
They're so dumb.
Yeah, so I actually think her experience is the opposite of yours. She actually likes the douchebag. Like, I think that's because she was.
That's me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
because
like the douchebag?
my type is like straight out of prison, face tattoo, like at least one felony. And
He's
I
right
know,
here. At least right here.
Hey.
He doesn't have a felony, but he's right here.
But I like that's my type, and I know it shouldn't be, and it's not a good type like marriage-wise and stuff like that. But that's what I'm attracted to. So like, if an semi-attractive man comes up, good conversation. If I'm not like trying to, then I like really don't want to continue the conversation.
Okay, there's a famous OkCupid study. Women find 80% of men on dating apps to be below average attractiveness.
Yes. That's
Okay, so average should be 50. It should say 50% of men are below average attractiveness. They said 80% of men on a dating app. Men match with 6 out of every 1,000 right
That's
swipes.
crazy,
6 out of every 1,000. For women, it's 100 out of every 1,000. In the top 10% of men, it's also 100 out of every 1,000. So what I want to explain to you is the top 10% of men are getting 16 times more matches than the average man. You remember what I said before?
Yeah.
0, 5, 50, 150? The dating apps play this out. What we're seeing here is there's massive levels of stimulus, so she's comparing every man to each other. And then in doing so, no man actually matches up to whatever she wants. And I also think she has borderline personality disorder. Like the whole part where it's like, yeah, I'm just done with you, or I'm obsessed with you. That's BPD.
I have a theory. I just thought it's all dependent on her state. I believe there's people she finds attractive, but when she's not in that state anymore, she just forgets. And that's what people with BPD, that's exactly what they have. They forget that they're attracted to certain people and that even happens.
Having a psychological disorder, great way to go viral on TikTok. Yeah. Make the
Go
best
through
videos.
a really terrible breakup, and that'll give you a psychological disorder.
There you go.
disorder.
Awesome.
I'm there.
I have to agree 100%.
My ADHD has to be like, wait, over here, over here, over here.
Okay, we have probably the most important video you guys will ever watch. Ready? Can we show it here?
Which one you want to do? Which, was it the
hose? The black dude with the.
Oh, let me pull that one up. Before we do, though, because I've been looking at the chat, and everybody in the chat keeps talking about women with back hair. What the fuck, man? Okay, and I know why, because, I'll tell you why, because nobody wants to go see the goddamn new, Snow White. Well, what the fuck are you watching Snow White for in the first place?
Yeah.
So
I'm not complaining about Snow White or you know what? I don't care what color Ariel is because I don't watch those fucking movies.
Yeah, but so anyways, there's a picture going around. It's on Instagram. I've seen it on Twitter a billion times, and it's the actress that's playing Snow White or whatever. I guess she's kind of like Latina or something like that. I'm not really sure, but like she's got in a bareback dress, and you can see this like sort of like beaver trail or whatever it is that's going along her back, on her back right there. And everybody wants to say, oh, it's a sign of the fact that women have like been masculinized and they have more testosterone in their bloodstream. I'm like, she's Latina. Okay,
no,
I mean it happens.
How about this?
She might be Italian.
How about
It's
this?
like
She's a mammal. How about that? She grows hair normally. That's part of being a mammal.
Don't worry, the frogs are not all gay. Okay, I mean they don't have like little toes growing out of their heads or anything like that. Which one was the name? What was the name of it?
The mustache.
Oh, okay. There it is. There it is. Okay,
Everybody,
here we go.
please be quiet because it's very important
This
that
is
you guys
funny as
pay
hell.
very close attention. Ready?
Oh shit! Hang on, I gotta get. It doesn't have a video track. Hang on, I'll come back to it.
Okay, cool. You want to try a different one?
I'll just do this one for
Okay,
first real
we're
quick,
reactive
and then I'll
different
come.
one right
I'll pull Tristan's version of it here in a second.
And with Instagrams, why do you still have one? And why do you still follow girls that you knew from high school? Delete it or make a new one and only follow your wife. Thank you.
The girl's not gonna fuck you because you posted that video. That's what I want to tell you.
Anybody else have a thought of this? So basically saying guys who are in who are married who still have Instagrams.
Is this a pander? Is this another one of those guys?
We'll get to that. I'm going to answer. I'm going to answer
my
last.
business.
Garrett, what do you think about this? Fellas, if you're married, why do you still have an Instagram? Why are you doing that? Go ahead.
Having Instagram or following other women?
Following other women, any of it. What do you think?
Yeah,
what is the rules?
I don't follow any of the women.
Okay.
I follow just strategic partners or people in the game.
Okay.
The reason why now is because the DMs start coming in. I'm not hiding anything from my wife. It's not. We're completely transparent. Look at my phone anytime you want. But I'll go train at events with women, and then all the pictures start sliding in. So I just slide my phone to my wife. But like a lot of guys that think or are in a place with their marriage where it's not working.
Yeah.
It's completely unstabling, right? Because now like they've got all the feedback coming internal. Now again, most of these married guys, that's not going to be the case. That's not going to be happening.
Yeah, and a lot of the guys that he's talking about are like guys like you're a content creator, right? So you have following stuff like that. These are guys who are doing the opposite. Like you're being chased, they're chasing.
Oh, they're
right?
for sure
That's the
chasing.
difference.
Yeah.
Well, they're getting all of it. The problem too is that they're feeding off all of that energy, and then the woman they are with, they're not giving any to her.
Yes. So what I'll say is it's probably good advice for you to not be like you said before, you're married, you're chasing after women. That's probably not good advice. But that's not why he made the video. He made the video because he's a fucking panderer. This is ridiculous.
That is true.
That's ridiculous. This guy's just trying. He's the one. He's just
policing you.
He's just policing you, bro. It's just I'm so sick of these dudes, bro. Listen to me. Listen, if you're watching, we're reacting to this. These women are not going to fuck you. The ones that are in your comments, they don't care. Like I understand why you did this because you got some applause. You go, man. Whatever. No, dude, it's ridiculous. Guys can have friends or follow whoever the fuck they want. But in general, you're right. It's better to not chase. But that's not why he made the video. He didn't make the video to help men. He made the video to pander.
See, I feel like he's kind of projecting because, like, if a man is expecting, like, me to do all that, then, like, he's obviously following girls and have Instagram for a reason to even, like, think to make a video like this.
Yep.
But I feel like, in general, he's the very controlling one and would be, like, on the girl's butt about, like, who are you following? Oh, you have Instagram? What do you have on Snapchat? Like, he's hella projecting, and that's what I don't. Yeah.
Hey, I have a question for the table.
Wait,
Did you want
to go?
If a girl has a boyfriend and she doesn't post him on her Instagram, is that really his girl?
No.
No.
You guys hear that?
I mainly didn't want to get embarrassed because why am I going to post him if he doesn't post me?
No, right. But the thing is, though, if you have an OF, you can't post your man. You just can't fucking post your man.
You will lose market value.
Yeah. You can post your man on OF, and then call him the mailman or say it's the net. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh my God, the pool boy came over. This is what's going on here.
Yeah.
You can do that on your OF, but you can't really, like, if you post your man, they show have you guys seen the soccer wives? They show the soccer players and their pictures with
Messi,
their family.
Messi and Ronaldo.
Yeah, they show pictures in their family. family and they're hugging their wife. Then they show the wives' profiles. No family, nothing. No man, no nothing.
She's lounging on the same beach that they just shot a picture on a minute ago.
When women complain, I'm like, anytime I'm dating someone, if she's posting me, it only helps me and it only hurts her. So it's like, that's the reason. So I understand. It's more of a sacrifice for women to do that. What's up?
But if you're in a serious relationship with a guy, no offense to anyone that does this, but why are you still doing OnlyFans? Why are you still...
There you go.
Like, I just don't understand why you would still be doing that if you're in a serious relationship. I get it if, like, that's your main source of income, but you're in a serious relationship now, maybe make a different turn.
Wait, I did want to touch on that because you did mention transparency and honesty, and I think there's a very big difference in honesty. That's where you have to ask your partner, like, who are you with, what you're doing. Your transparent partner is going to come to you willingly. Like, I was here doing this with so-and-so, and we were bouncing around here. Like, I feel like if there's not transparency and you guys are, like, meeting each other at the honesty stage, like, where you're pooling, it's not, you guys have this area of grayness where it's uncomfortability, and you guys have to accept.
Talking to the mic.
You guys have to accept like where it is that you guys meet each other at that middle point and say these are the hard things, and if it is OnlyFans or whatever their heart desires, if their partner is supporting of them from the get-go, then I understand, you know, where they see that projection. But again, a guy maybe get to the point where it's, hey, I don't respect this. I want you all to myself, in which the girl has to come into agreements. Is this going to be my life? Is this going to reflect, you know, who I am? Or am I going to choose this one person that's going to accept me and accepts me for what I have done in my past, but wants better for me? I'm not saying that OnlyFans isn't better for you, but somebody that wants, it's like your favorite chocolate bar. I'm sorry, but if that's the last Twix and it's between you and I'm snagging it. I don't care what it is.
Yes.
It's mine.
And I mean, if you think about it, what guy, I mean, a lot of guys have said this, but like, what guy would want something that every other guy can have or see?
So let's say this: if a girl's making a shit ton of money, I'm going to play devil's advocate here. I'm going to get a lot of flack for this. If a girl's making a ton of money on OF, it's really hard if a girl's making 20, 30, 40, 50 a month on OF and you're just telling her to stop. I get it. I still think she should stop, but I understand where you're coming from. So like that's part of the issue. The other thing is this. I hear when girls or guys say this is like, no self-respecting man is going to want to beat a girl where the girl has OF. That's not true. That's not fucking true at all. Go ahead, Maritza. You want to go ahead?
Well, I was just going to say that there's some couples that they do it together. Doesn't mean that they're like having multiple partners.
Yeah.
And like they're not physically with somebody else.
Yeah. So the thing is, remember what I said about high status men and low status men? Low status men will take anything you give them. Anything. Bro, you're like a girl, she's like got 6 boyfriends and 2 sugar daddies and he stays at home and takes care of the kids and walks the dog. Men, there's a bottom third of men that are so desperate. Guys, there's one dude who gave what's the girl's name from Bop House? The girl who made $43 million. What's her name? Huh? Sophie Rain. One of Sophie Rain's customers, $4.3 million. Charlie, was that his name? Something like that. Like, you understand how hard up some dudes are? It's really difficult for people to understand. Garrett?
$4.3 million for what?
For just a subscriber on her OnlyFans. Just kept tipping her.
Yeah.
In a year, $4.3 million.
Did he fuck her?
No.
He just
never even met her.
She never even met him.
That's crazy.
For $4.3 million.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. The desperation factor is very high.
Correct, but I want you to
And not to
consider.
mention, she made $50 million in 1 year.
Yes. Sophie Rain did. So that's part. But do you understand? Like, the guys who you're talking about who get divorced, they're not going to date Sophie Rain. But Sophie Rain creates a downstream effect.
Yeah.
You understand, guys? You ready? Ready for the craziest stat? I've been waiting to say this one for a while. Ready? There are 1.4 million female content creators on OnlyFans.
No,
right now.
Way.
Hold on. Between the
that gets
ages
better.
of 21 and 40. There are only 52 million women in the United States, which means that 3% of women that you meet are on OF now. 3%. That means 1 out of every 30 women you meet. Like, just so think of all the women you find like horribly unattractive, cast them out, and the number becomes like 10, 15% of women you know are on OF. It's crazy. And so, do you see what I mean though? The downstream ramifications.
It's bad.
Because she made 43 million. The next girl can make less. The next girl can make less. And the next girl is like, hey, I just want to be independent from my man. And so now what it does is it takes some women, like again, if you're posting bikini shots or whatever on OF, I don't have an issue with that. I could date a girl who does that. What I could not date is a girl who's doing guy-girl content with another man. I could never do that. But what's happened is a lot of girls are now doing that who normally wouldn't have done that before. They're like literally in group chats looking for collabs with new guys to film with so they can make more money. And that didn't exist before. Go ahead, Cynthia.
Yeah, I think it's like completely different. So some of the girls, they have OnlyFans, and one thing is like to be maybe selling your content and just be watching, then go and be with someone else, like sleeping with someone else. That's like really completely different. It's a lot of couples, they do OnlyFans. Obviously, like some of the girls, like they don't post the guy, but they making like good money together, and the guy, they agree. And sometimes they love it, and sometimes like they bring like a new things to the relationship. They discover like a new things, you know.
Yeah.
Who are the girls here on OnlyFans? So, question for you: what is it? And in the game, what is it that drives you more, the money or the attention? Which one is it? Is it like at some level, because entrepreneurs are driven by money and they're driven by attention, and it's an entrepreneurial endeavor. Like, which one is it pulls more, the attention and the feeling seen, or is it the money?
I feel like they go hand in hand.
Go grab the mic and just bring it to you. Thank you.
I feel like they go hand in hand with each other. Like, I think a lot of the attention helps fuel it, but then you're like, I'm also getting paid and I'm doing something that I'm going to do anyways. So I don't see like what's the difference if I'm filming it.
Okay.
Because like, I don't really know who's watching.
Right.
And I don't really care because I don't see them. But like, if I'm gonna play with myself, I'm gonna play with myself. So why
Right.
not just film myself do it?
Right. But you know they're watching. So there's a sense of that. Part of it is that you're being seen too.
Yeah, but I'm not really paying attention to that because like I put it out
Yeah.
after I've already filmed it.
Right.
So like I'm just not really thinking of it. But then it's like a reward after. You know, you get money. It's like a reward.
But do you see that as so I used to manage a strip club for a while, and I would see girls that like literally their internal state, how they saw themselves, was based on how much money they made. Like they literally would get validation. Oh, I made a bunch more money, and they felt better about it. Not just feeling good about making the money. They legitimately felt better about themselves internally because of the validation they got because of all the money they made. Go ahead, Garrett.
So, because look even the direction you're going. If it's not being seen, you're not even paying attention. Then that's pure money entrepreneur move. Because that's the same thing goes on with high powered businessmen. It's like you don't really give a fuck about people seeing you because the game is money, and money becomes the measuring stick. You're on OnlyFans too.
Yeah, I would say for me, 100% money. I'm not interested.
Candace, can you grab the microphone? Nobody can hear you.
Talk to the mic.
Grab it. Just grab it. Grab it.
Okay.
Bring it right up like 1 inch from your face. Go ahead and say it again.
I would just say for me personally, just I'm more interested in like the money aspect, not the attention.
You don't care about the attention at all.
No,
Can I,
thank you.
let me interject something here because I've asked this question before, and usually women will tell me that they start because of the attention and the validation they get, and then the money starts to accrue, and then they get more money, and then that starts to feed into sort of a new persona for that woman, where it's like it's not just about the attention as much as it is the money, because
it's about
now
the attention and the money's too good to
it's like
turn
lifestyle.
down.
It's lifestyle creep is what it is.
The main thing I've seen is a girl in her friend group, several of her friends start doing OF, and so she feels comfortable doing it. Like I'll tell you my friends, Chloe Teray, Kindly Myers, Lindsay Palos, and Caitlin Runk. All four of them told me at one point I will never be on OF, and all four of them are on OF now.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things where it just became more comfortable to do it, and by the way, none of them post nudes. It became more comfortable for them to do it over time, and then they felt inclusive in doing it. So I think I think a lot of girls get into it. Also, they have promo codes, so basically you get downstream income. It's almost like a pyramid scheme, and so girls are recruiting other girls to get on OF.
Well, so you're also looking at okay, I know the girls you're mentioning, Kindly and Caitlin Runk and all them. And so they go from what FHM covers, and they go from like Instagram.
But FHM doesn't pay anymore. Like FHM,
so they're already in.
But FHM and Vogue and Maxim aren't things anymore. Like, no offense, guys, but like those magazines, none of you know who was on the cover of Maxim USA this month. None of you give a shit. That used to in the '90s, that was a huge deal. Yeah. No one cares about. There's no Playboy Mansion anymore. There's no like that whole thing where we really cared about who was on the cover of Vogue. That's gone now. That doesn't exist. Like, you cannot tell me whoever's on the cover of Vogue is more famous than Sophie Rain, because they're not. No. They're not more famous than her. And so I'm not saying it's a good thing. I think it's kind of a bad thing.
Instagram has just basically become funnel marketing for women's like OnlyFans, right? I mean, if you're on,
it's more than that, but yes,
that
is a big
basically
part of it.
that's what it's doing, is it's driving traffic to your OnlyFans, more or less. Right?
Yeah, well, it's lead gen.
Did you want to say something?
I think for me, it was definitely more about the money because once I started getting too much attention, I actually took a step back from it. And then I reevaluated why I was doing it. And I, was like trying to consider if I wanted to get back into it. And when I got back into it with taking myself out of like caring what these men thought and the actual validation of what they're saying to me or, rejection of what they're saying to me because men can be mean, it made me feel better about the business mindset of doing the project rather than, I would feel internally like a lot of turmoil over what I'm doing. But now I have more like peace with it.
So at what point was like the attention too much? Like when did you realize that?
I'm very sensitive. So once I started getting hate comments, I stopped doing it back in like March. And I actually made a lot more money last year doing like a lot of other different things. But then when I became unhappy with the amount of money I was making for what I was doing, I was like, maybe if I switch over back to this career where I can focus more on the business asset and remove more of my emotions, maybe I would be happier. And now that I make more money on OnlyFans, but I'm making overall less money, I'm actually in a better mindset and I'm happier overall.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome.
Did you have something you want to?
Yeah. As somebody that's worked in the clubs, I'm just trying to make my house fee back. If that's what happens, that's cool. Yeah. If I'm in the hole, I'm in a bad mood. If I made money that night, that's cool. But that's what I'm there for.
Yeah.
But not only that, it's like you don't even know who I am. You don't even know my real name, and I'm totally fine with that. So. That's
and like coming from a person with like a different perspective. So I have my podcast and I'm trying to shoot for more like fight audience and everything. The last thing I kind of want is to like put myself out there in that aspect because I do like the attention. I'd rather work a job where I get more attention and get paid less than to be working for a job. I was working for Fox in Arizona and was getting paid bank, but I hated my job. I felt like I had different like tools I could bring to a different job, and I'm passionate about like speaking and being in front of the camera. So for me, I'd rather have attention than more money because like I feel like career-wise, I'm very career-oriented. So if I could be on a UFC or have my own podcast follow up, that's more important to me than like the money I'm bringing in. But that would be expected to follow. So like I'm still doing something I'm passionate about, but also expect it to pay off at the end.
Now, in the same token that we're asking the girls, what about the guys that are flexing their money, their cars, and everything, and when a girl hits them up, like, can you spend it on me? They're like, oh, no, you actually got to earn it. And I'm just like, I've had numerous girlfriends come to me where this guy is like, they have it all. And, the guys that have it, they don't even think twice. I'm going to be honest. Like, they don't even think twice about spending it. It's a Louis bag.
I think it depends on the guy.
Depends on the guy.
I think it depends on the guy.
I'm sorry, whether it's a steak dinner or whether we're going to Topgolf and this and all these other things.
Can I make the differentiation?
Let me go to Topgolf. We'll take it to Topgolf.
Topgolf.
Let's fucking Topgolf.
That's fine.
I'm going.
Like, I love the butter cake at Mastro's. I'll take you there because I like it. I don't even have to like you.
Like dinner, Topgolf, like all these activities, obviously, and the guy comes back and is like, you just want me for your money? And I'm like, wait, where does dinner guarantee sex?
Abigail,
like,
so I'm going to tell you where the difference is.
Mm-hmm.
So there's men who use money as a crutch. These would be like sugar daddies, right? And they're on the first date, they buy a bag, whatever. And then there's men who use money as a funnel. This would be the guy who has the sick ass penthouse right next to the club and has everybody meet at his place beforehand. Right. And then when he's there, he has after parties. And then like he loads everybody up in his Range Rover and we all go to the lake together. Mm-hmm. That guy uses money as a funnel. Guys who use money as a funnel do really, really well with women because they generate genuine desire. Guys who use money as a crutch are always disrespected by women. And those women who are being paid by those guys for a crutch are always sleeping with some other guy who isn't paying them. That's always the case. So that's the reason why. And enough men share their stories over the internet, then we get to a point where enough guys who take Men of Action, for instance, my course, they come to the realization, I was using money as a crutch, not using money as a funnel. You got to use it as a funnel.
Now, what if that funnel's a black hole? Now,
what do you mean?
I'm not, like, when I explain that, like, a lot of men, they say they got it like that. They'll provide for a woman until the woman doesn't support the table that's being prepared.
Support the table. What
Does
do you
that
mean?
make sense?
No. What do you mean specific? You're using metaphors.
He's in a position where he has
it's like
the
a
options.
gift. He could have options, but when you have a woman that brings a lot to the table that is options and more, what in the world goes through your head? Like, I would rather step out on this person and go out for
Evolution.
another.
Evolution.
The answer is Charles Darwin. And every two gender species, men compete with.
Like, I'm sorry, like, you cannot sell the dream. I sign up for the dream. You
Yes.
know the dream, and I'm telling you, my dream is Princess Jasmine flying on a carpet, and you're sitting here selling me the 3 wishes, and on my 3rd wish, you're like, actually, no, you gotta earn it. And I'm like, what?
Well, you have to
Are
think
we
from
not
his
business
from his
partners?
position. There's so many girls who want that Princess Jasmine fantasy.
And respectful, you're holding up the line. You're holding up the line for other men that are willingly to meet me halfway, and I don't gotta provide.
Yeah, but
100%.
you're missing the irony, which is you're also holding up the line. You're also holding up the line.
But the problem is you don't want those guys.
If I introduced you to a guy that fed every criteria that you had, but he was 5'9", you'd say he gives you the ick, and then you wouldn't fucking talk to him.
No, because I'm coming from a place of genuine love. Like, I'm not gonna say that I wasn't in the nightlife and when I was here in Vegas, I haven't changed my life. I believe that everybody has their own journey. However, what I'm not going to do is keep having this mentality of like we could partner together, and then I get into a relationship with you, and instead of it being like us conquering the world, it's competition. And when you lead, when you know as a woman you could lead further
Do you know why it's
than a
competition?
guy.
Because you're intense as fuck.
Hey, there
I'm
we go.
sorry,
I
but
feel
I'm
that.
sorry,
But here's the
but,
challenge.
like,
You want to be with an alpha man that's powerful. This collision is going to happen constantly with you. But it's not a bad thing.
Right.
But there's a piece in you. I can tell you're fierce as shit, and I like it. and you get with a guy who's also fierce. The last thing they want to come home to is fierce woman.
But I'm a peaceful woman at home. I'm like, leave that shit at the door.
I'm a peaceful woman at home.
I'm the type of person.
I'm peaceful.
I know
I'll
it's
make you go to
crazy.
sleep.
Wait, time out. I know it's crazy, but like, if I'm overstressed, I'm the type baking. I'm like quiet. I'm in my own world, and you're gonna have to pull it out of me. But at the end of the day, I won't tolerate sass. I'm not. Who's the princess here? Because if you want to be the king, that's fine. But
You should get a guy that has a 9-to-5 job.
no.
Yeah.
Or a golden retriever.
Very secure
Or
with
a
himself.
golden retriever would actually help.
Listen, the part of your criteria is he doesn't bring business home. Then don't marry an entrepreneur or be with
Because
one.
the thing is like I've met and I've had that business at home. The thing is I could carry it, but when is our date night? When is the time that you and I get to spend?
I mean, that just sounds like you're
intimacy?
just picking the wrong dude. Like,
No,
I don't
dude,
like.
no, because I'm coming from like a genuine place where I thought I was choosing the right guy, business and business. We had it all.
See, I
But the
think
thing is,
that's your
it's
problem
just-
right there, is because you've used two different contexts here.
Yeah.
One of them is business and business. You have not said
Right.
boyfriend, girlfriend, wife, husband.
Yeah,
You've said
no,
partner.
yeah.
Every single time you refer to another guy,
partnership.
it's always partner. That's fucked up. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
next is this, is you contextually right now, you're talking about something that's a business kind of thing. It's an economic decision. It's like, and then in the next sentence, it's like, but what about love? I'm all about love. I'm all about this. When's our date night? When are we going to have time for each other and everything else? You're conflicted between the business side of things and wanting everything to be sort of egalitarian, or you want the alpha male guy to sort of like step in and take control. But then you're also all about the love side and sort of this emotional side too. And I can understand that, because a lot of women are like this, because they cannot trust men anymore.
Yeah.
They are taught that men are inherently untrustworthy. And so any guy who comes into the relationship has to deal with the conflict that you haven't resolved right now between the emotional side. I want to really love him and I really want to have this, nice romantic Princess Jasmine shit going on. But then I also want us to be on the cover of Forbes and fucking, Money Magazine and everything else. So I think really what you need to do is you need to decide, what am I going to do? Am I going to be more emotional? Am I going to be in my feminine energy? Or am I going to be more about like, okay, we're going to go and conquer the world with my new
Now, what if you
economic
did
business?
have the balance and you had like a life
Mhm.
coach that you guys debriefed every week with business and personal, and you guys found the balance?
How old are you?
Why does
I've
it
heard
have
of
to be
unicorns.
business?
I swear, I'm being so serious.
how
I
old are
think
you?
therapy, I'm coming from a bachelor's
Yeah.
of forensic psychology. I value therapy
How
on
old are you?
every
How old are you?
level.
Think
I'm
Forensic
24.
psychology.
I'm
That's how you.
24.
Therapy is designed for women.
24.
Wait, hold on.
Therapy is designed.
Forensic psychology is how you catch murderers. What are you talking about?
Wait, but time out.
At least she won't get murdered.
But you still learn the fundamentals when you're going into psychology about like the basics of how the
Of course.
brain and everything
I
like
was like,
that.
I use
like-
forensic psychology in my relationship.
no,
I see that blood spatter pattern right
but,
there.
like, I'm gonna understand why you do the things that you do. I'm not a judgmental person. I understand that if you're coming from this player energy, I'm not going to say I'm going to
If you want to understand why people do the things they do, don't try forensic psychology. Try evolutionary psychology. Try evolution. And your forensic psychologist professors are going to get angry when you tell them that you're looking at evolutionary psychology. Because evolutionary psychology is offensive because it's true. All of it is true. It is the most accurate description of human psychology. And as Dr. David Buss said on my show, all psychology is an evolutionary psychology, right? So that's
and the other thing with the life coaches and therapy is that it's all like designed for the treatment of women. It's not geared towards men.
Wait, she favored my ex and kept him as a client, so like that's not.
You know something going on right there.
Therapy's not designed for men. It's not.
There's something going on
Therapy's
right
not
there.
designed
I
for
don't know
men.
what, but there's something going on right there.
Mike, here's what I'm saying. If therapy worked for men, we would not have jobs.
Oh, 100%.
Of course.
Because the thing is, if therapy for women could legitimately be, hey, listen, let's get your feelings in check and let's work through these things, and then don't go to work tomorrow because it's fine because your man is you don't have the burden of performance. Not all women have a burden of performance. Some women do. Like my squadron commander had a burden of performance. She was female, right? She was a pilot. Some women do. A lot of women don't have a burden of performance. And if you don't meet up your burden, like for instance, if you don't do as well at your job, men still want to have sex with you. They don't stop wanting to have sex with you because you're not good at your job. As a man, if any therapist tells me that I'm enough or that I don't have a burden of performance, I will be broke and with a dry penis for the rest of my freaking life. If you're like seriously, like you can sit there and say you're enough, but someone will take your girl and take your job. They will do it. It doesn't make any difference how much it feels. Oh my, you're enough. Just go into your inner chakra, your inner energy, and just feel good about yourself, bro, and meditate. Like, no, I have to make money. Or again, gender roles between men and women. Women generally tend to look for men who are protectors, providers, provisioners, and men look for women that have signs of youth and facial symmetry, hip to waist ratio, that signs of fertility.
And no back hair.
Yes, no back hair. And the idea that these gender roles are being perpetuated by a patriarchy is nonsense. Gender roles are almost entirely perpetrated by women. The reason we compete, men, we go get our big muscles, our fucking Ferraris, and our tattoos is not because we're trying to impress other men. It's because of women. The guys who built this building, Panorama Towers, and the Burj Khalifa did so to provide money for their families. Men, the gender roles are almost entirely perpetuated by women, not men. And so because of that, like women are just like confused. Oh, why is it like this? And it's like this because you keep rewarding these activities. If women wanted men to stop being aggressive, assertive, and dominant, they should stop having sex with those men, and they're not going to stop doing that. So that's why we're in the situation we're in. And that's fine. It's no one's fault. It's just Darwin. That's it.
F Darwin, bro. Like, come on now.
Let me see if I can get that video.
Without
for you.
him, Darwin, Charles Darwin. Eh?
Let's see if this works. I think this
I
will
like
work.
you, Spicy. You should date somebody that's 40.
Let's start it over.
I should what?
Date
Guys, I need
somebody that's
everyone to
40.
be quiet, but I want to be able to hear a mouse piss on cotton. Quiet.
Here we go.
This is the most important video you're going to watch all year. Ready? Watch. Here we go.
So you telling me you don't like niggas that get hoes, but only go for niggas that get hoes, but then be mad that a nigga got hoes, so then you get mad that a nigga got hoes and get mad at the hoes, then you mad at a nigga for getting hoes, but then you only want me if I got hoes, but then when I got hoes, you mad that I got hoes, but if I don't got no hoes, then you don't want me, but if I get hoes, then you gonna want me. So then when I got hoes, you get mad that I got hoes, then you mad at the hoes, now you mad at me for getting hoes, when it really is the hoes that got me, but I don't even got no hoes, but then you mad I don't got no hoes, so you don't want me, but then when I get hoes, you want me again when you don't want me no hoes. You a hoe.
Ladies?
That's exactly my type, and that's why I'm in the situation that I'm in right now.
That is the most perfect description of dating I have ever seen. Like that
guy is the top evolutionary
that is the top evolutionary psychologist I've ever heard. That is so like I have been a broke 20-year-old, and I've been a successful, post-retired U.S. military officer. I've done both of these things, and I can tell you that women, for some reason, they tend to want a commitment from me more when I'm more successful. I don't know what that's all about. I've been on both ends of this. And when women are attracted to me, more women are attracted to me. And when women aren't attracted to me, then other women aren't attracted to me. So the thing is, if other women being attracted to me makes me more attractive, then that means when you are attracted to me, there's going to be other women around. So now you're mad that I have other women around. But like, I actually was dating a girl for a while that I met at a bikini competition.
Do you have hoes?
Huh?
Do you have hoes?
No, that's the thing.
you have hoes, then they're mad at you. But if you don't have hoes, they don't notice you.
No, that's the thing. If you have girls around you, go for it. Like, you're a baddie. Hey, twerk it out. But it's when you cross the line of, like, if we're in a relationship together, I expect loyalty. Because I'm also going to have men around me who obviously are doing the same thing that girls are doing with you. But I'm not give that shit attention.
The difference is we don't like you more because men are around. We don't like you more. We do not. Look,
it's the opposite.
Look, mate choice copying only, I know this is offensive, mate choice copying only goes in one direction in Homo sapiens. Women find men more attractive does your wife at least find it attractive that other women are messaging you?
100%. Listen, we'll go out, we'll go dancing.
Yeah.
There's like a couple weeks ago, we were out dancing with a bunch of our friends. She goes to use the restroom, get a drink with her girlfriend. I'm dancing. I get surrounded by 7 or 8 women and start dancing. She comes back, sees it. There's a trigger in her as my wife. She's beautiful. And there's now a protective mechanism. And then she's fucking the shit out of me all night, all the next day, marking her territory because of that. Now, if the other women are not there, it's not that we wouldn't go home and fuck, but it's different. She will aggressively come after me with the attention.
Rolo, what happened in your marriage after you started doing Access Vegas?
It's an effort. It's an effort. It actually has improved quite markedly. No,
I'm just a negative.
No, it's something I've written about several times. It's there's 2 kinds of dread. The one you're referring to is really what we call passive dread or soft dread, which is third party, which is always the most effective. So if your wife's girlfriend said, "Man, he's looking really good. If you don't want him, I'm gonna fuck him." You like that? That's like unsolicited, right? Direct, like ultimatum type dread is like, well, if you don't want me, then there's 10 other bitches out there that do want me. That's more like an insecure kind of thing. But no woman wants to be with a guy that other women don't want to get with. They want to be with a guy that other men want to be and other women want to fuck. And that's the problem is most guys don't have that option.
Yes.
80% of guys do not have the option to go out there and have opportunities for social proof or for pre-selection. Really, and having that reminder in a marriage is powerful.
Does anyone disagree with this concept?
Wait, what if a disciplined man is the most sexiest man? And I think that's why your wives are like,
you're
One more time.
The fact that he's already attractive.
It's because he's already attractive.
Abby, you're already.
I'm going to be honest with you. What makes a girl attractive to you, a woman, is the fact that you're untouchable. The fact that a girl plays a game in her head.
This is madness. Like, why are women throwing themselves like Hugh Hefner and fucking?
I'm going to be honest with you. A girl's going to play in her head like, can I take that man? Whether it's a look, whether it's while I'm walking by, is he staring at me? Girls are very
Why are women going after Leonardo DiCaprio if what you're saying is true?
But I'm being serious. A lot of girls.
No, the vast minority of women.
Do you get what I'm saying?
I got an answer for you. I got an answer. Here's why. Okay, because if that guy is loyal to you, he's dutiful, he's loyal no matter what, and women still want to fuck him and he's still with you, that's an ego association for you. Women associate their egos with the type of guy.
But you're already attracted to him.
That he's the type of guy that his woman can get.
And why your wife wants to come home and rip your clothes off because she's seen the competition.
Again, but you're mixing 2 different things. 63% of men under the age of 30 are single. We're talking about men who meet women the first time. Those women find them more attractive when other women find those men attractive. The part you're talking about, loyalty, I think that builds comfort for sure. But it's like a guy comes up to you, you're not physically attracted to him at all, and he goes, "Abby, I'd be so loyal to you." You don't give 2/10 of a shit if he did that. If a homeless guy came up to you and he was like, "I would never cheat on you," you don't give a fuckity fuck if some guy came up and did that to you because you're not attracted to him.
But for me, it's not just emotional. It has to be physical. I'm a Taurus. It has to be both. I need to be able to.
Oh, you know what that means? There we go. Taurus. You know what that means?
I'm sorry. It has to be.
Sounds like a Taurus thing to me.
The defense rests, Your Honor.
But going back to that, I feel like you and your wife you talked about the transparency and the secureness of it. I feel like she'd have a different reaction if she didn't feel secure that you were coming home with her tonight. And I feel like that's the biggest point to be made here. Is like, again, I want my man to have other girls coming after him, but like if he's coming home with me and not entertaining it, then like go for it. But if you're easily accessible, I don't want that.
Women don't want a man to cheat, but they love a man who could.
Exactly.
Who could?
Exactly.
Not
And
that
it's
he
an ego
is.
thing. It's
And
the
he could.
attention thing
Yes.
again. It goes straight
It,
back
create,
to the
it creates,
attention and
even
ego,
a marriage of 20 years, it creates tension.
Yeah.
And without the tension, there's no attraction.
Yeah.
And most guys don't have tension in their relationships at all.
Does anyone have any disagreement or qualms with this idea of pre-selection or mate choice copying or the wanting the guy who has girls who want him? Anyone? Candace, do you have your relationships have been like this? Do the men that you've dated before, do other women look at them?
Talking in the mic.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And do you notice it?
You don't want like someone who just has no social skills or
Okay.
like could be like the most amazing person on the inside but is like not attractive. Like even if they were like the perfect person for you and you were super happy, like eventually you might be like, actually I'm suddenly into hot guys and just be like over them if no women are looking at them.
Yeah. Incredible. All right. Yeah. Do we have another one? We've got 94 more to go.
Good night. I know we have a lot.
It's gonna be a long night.
I don't know if we can follow up on that last one though.
That was great.
Yes.
That was what you guys should
That
all
was
should,
my
you guys should
type.
all
That
share
was
that
my
video.
type to a
That video is so
That's my
perfectly
type,
explained.
yeah.
You don't want me because you're mad because I got hosed, but you don't want me
That's
when
my
I
whole
got hosed.
psychology degree in
Yeah.
like 30 seconds. It's this whole psychology.
All right, here we go.
Harvard
Would advise men to date younger women with less trauma and baggage than them?
Oh my God. Oh God. No, they gotta deal with the women that they've traumatized. Date your age.
Younger women do not have less baggage and trauma or anything else. Younger women don't have a lot of life experience, obviously, because they're younger. And having been, you know what, I can talk shit about 20-year-old girls because I've been a 20-year-old girl. And if you are on the same emotional plane as a 20-year-old girl, that says a lot about you if that's who you are dating, and I don't suggest it.
So the older you are, the more jaded you are, basically.
Pretty much, because you've been through it all, and then every time you go through a breakup and go through that, you get bitter and bitter. Your guards are up all the way.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's funny that she says they don't have trauma and then she demeans them.
Yeah.
Isn't that great? Isn't that funny?
So what do you guys think about this paradigm? Older men saying, I like to date younger women in part because they haven't had their hearts broken as much and they don't come into it with so much trauma. Go ahead.
The streets are crazy. I've got my heart broken plenty of times by some crazy ass like situations like y'all wouldn't even believe this. So I've been bitter. I'm ready for a man to take care of me, but again, I have to be attracted to him. He has to have all the stuff y'all like promote.
Tristan's
I believe
right
in
here.
that.
He's
Yeah.
just sitting right here. I don't know why do you
Hey.
just look at
Look
him
at
in the
that
face.
chain, man. Look
Why
at
don't
that
you just
chain.
yes.
Make
just
eye
stare at it. Look
contact.
at it. Just look at
I
each
gotta
other.
get a chain.
Yes.
Okay, assert my dominance. Hey,
Okay.
let's go.
Assert my dominance. Beautiful. Is anybody else? Go ahead, Maritza.
I think older men date younger women because I feel like they want to mold them to their way.
Yes.
I feel like that's one of the reasons.
I don't see. Here's the thing. If my way is let's get up in the morning and go work out every single day, and we got to stop that shit that you're eating all the time, get rid of your vapes, get you to read 30 books a year. If that's what like my way, is that really that bad?
You're really
Seriously,
coming
if
at
I'm a successful fucking 47-year-old entrepreneur, is it really bad to be my way? I rescue animals and work with domestic abuse
I'm not
charities.
an animal,
Is it really
though.
that bad though? Is it really bad to be my way?
You just compared me to
wanna
like
do-
rescuing animals.
No.
so I feel
What I'm saying is, is it really like if I'm a successful entrepreneur who's doing good by my society and a retired U.S. military officer, wouldn't it be better if you're 21 to have a mentor or to have a partner who is doing better?
But that's like where the dad point of like view comes into. Like I don't want a man that like I came from a mom who raised me and my sister. I don't have a father figure in my life until recently. But my mom showed me how to have respectful men in her life, and she showed me how to be an independent woman and work for that. But like I don't know, like it's just yeah.
If you're dating me, I'm going to teach you how to run meta ads and write sales
But I don't want
copy.
my
I'm
partner
going to
to
help
teach
you
me
start
that.
your own fucking business. Is it really that bad? Am I trying to groom you too much?
No, surround
You know
yourself.
what I'm saying? We're gonna do intermittent fasting. You're gonna do cold plunges and fucking sauna.
Wait. How about we never even talk about the fact that it's clear in the data that younger women prefer older men. You
Yes.
see it on dating apps. They set their preferences for men who are older than
Yes.
them.
Woo, don't let Mac and Murphy hear you.
Now the thing is, they tend to date men who are about 3 years older than them.
Yes.
And so the trope is, it's so gross that the 45-year-old man is dating the 25-year-old woman. No, what's going on is there's a few 45-year-old men who are in really good shape, who are really fucking like have a business, have shit going on, maybe even a social media profile. They have some level of status, and women find those men more attractive. And I'll tell you why. It's because they're dangerous. It's like when you're young, you have all this vigor and testosterone. Now, if you're older and you still have those stuff, now I have life experience and money. I am dangerous.
And TRT.
Yeah, well, I meant
I
that's what
say-
TRT
can I
means,
say
bro. That's what I
something?
said.
Can you hear me?
That's what I was talking about, obviously. But no, the thing is, like, I think. By the way, I think TRT is a huge part of this. I think TRT is going to cause younger women to want to date older men because you don't need to fix me. If you're dating me, you don't need to fix me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I feel like, but that's a girl's perspective too. Like when an older guy is like telling them kind of what to do, it may be in like the approach of how they're saying it, but you may take it as like, oh, you're being my dad right now. You know
Can I
what I'm
say
saying? But if you
something,
share
though?
the same passions,
No,
and, like,
if I'm teaching how to do sales copy, I'm not trying to be
but
your
if
dad.
I'm interested in
Yeah.
that, I'm gonna really appreciate
Yeah.
that. But if I'm not, I'm gonna be like, why are you teaching me this
Go
in
ahead,
the
boss.
first place?
Yeah, go on.
Hey guys, live lavish. Sorry, Anyways, listen. When it comes to older men, it's the best way to go because they're more wise. They've already been through it. They're more mature. See, younger men, especially these days, they're very, very immature. Like because, like you guys were saying earlier, the social media, the technology, they're processing things slower. But older men, they're like, they didn't have that technology growing up, right? So they have wisdom. It's different. You can actually talk to them. You can slow down, be still, and be okay, and hang out, right? But like with young men, they're just like, this. Even men my age, I'm 28. I can't even date men my age.
Yeah.
I have to date men older than me because they're more mature. They know what to do.
Like I remember when I first moved to Vegas, when we first started hanging out, you were like, "Yo, don't say your age ever.
Yeah.
Act like you're older."
Yeah. So I want you guys to consider this. Leonardo DiCaprio, you know, there's the whole thing about him dating girls up until they're 25. In that scenario, who is always to blame? But the media only blames one party. They only blame Leonardo DiCaprio. They never look. Again, these women are old enough to vote, join the military. They're old enough to do. They're old enough. They're not old enough to run for office, but they're about. As soon as they're old enough to run for office, then he gets rid of them. But my point is, they are never at fault. It is always the older man, and she just said,
Yeah, and
"I like older men because of
I'll be the
X."
first one to say, let me hold this microphone. I'll be the first one to say, I love older men. My whole life, I've loved older men because this is why. Women mature quicker than men. So if I'm at this level and you're a man, you're my age, you're here. So in order for us to meet somewhere in the middle, you have to be not only older than me, but like
You have to
like
lower
way
it, or you
older
have
than
to
me.
raise it.
Let me
You know
bring
what
up
I
something
mean?
else. I want to meet these 50-year-old divorced men who are like ripped and in really good shape,
Right.
and
Right.
22-year-old women come up to them, and I'm gonna tell them, no, don't date that hot 22-year-old. Is that what you tell them, Garrett? No, don't date her. I want to meet these 45-year-old guys who are just turning down the 22-year-olds. Please show them to me. I want to meet those guys. Like, what about this? What if I'm 47 and women under 25 are choosing me? What am I supposed to do? Go ahead and tell me I'm not supposed to date them. Let me know that, because then I want you to point out to me the other motherfuckers who are doing this. I want you to show them to me.
It takes real
coming
wisdom
again,
from
like
a
divorced
woman.
Parent, like my dad is that age, so for him to go after a girl like my age or younger is kind of fucking weird to me. I'm gonna be
But what
honest.
if a girl your age goes after him?
That's fucking weird. He didn't pay in the first place, so why is he spending it on you?
Okay, but that's
my question.
true. But let me tell
I
you
can
why
tell
it's
you,
not
but
true.
not now.
Because my dad
say,
kind
I'm
of
at
did the
such-
same thing. Like he dated someone that was like 4 years older than me, and I was like, what the fuck,
Does
right?
it not feel weird?
But then I realized that like my dad and I, we are so close and we get along so well that it makes sense that someone my age or a little bit older than me relates with my dad. Now, someone that was a woman that was his age would not commute, like they cannot relate, like they can't be compatible because my dad is immature for his age.
So would your dad
So-
be able
so-
to take it okay if like you dated someone that age, like he wouldn't feel a type of way? He'd be like, oh, I get it, or would he be
No,
like, that's
he
my
totally
little
supports
daughter,
it.
like
He
that's
gets
my
me.
daughter?
He gets me. He's like,
okay,
yeah,
so that
she
I feel like
goes-
a difference in like
You know what I mean?
relationships with dad, because my dad would be like, what the fuck, and I'm like, what the fuck, like what are we doing out here?
I got a question. What's your age range?
I'm 28.
No, but for the
Well,
guys.
honestly, the oldest guy I dated, and I'm like 72. Okay.
Oh.
72.
Yeah, I'm not with you on that one.
All
right. That's a little outside of
he was 69
I'm sorry,
when
the
we met.
demographic.
Yeah,
The survey
let's go.
doesn't. Hey guys, the survey doesn't go that high.
No, for real, for real.
The dating app doesn't have that number. allowed.
Listen, no, for real.
Oh my god.
For real. The oldest that I've been with.
You're dating the
is
owner of the
40
Raiders? Like, who the fuck are you
41.
dating?
41. My ex was 41. The oldest ex I have is 41, and he was still very immature.
How long?
How old were you though?
So at the time when I dated the guy who was 42, I was like 24.
So here's our experience with men in our programs. I have 70,000 men that have been through my programs. And the guys that get divorced and then go date girls under 30, they're not looking for anything serious. They've been in relationships with women that have been naggy and critical, and they've been
And they
scarred,
already have kids too.
and they have
oftentimes,
children,
right?
and they are want to have a woman who wants to play and have fun, and they can just fuck off with. There's another. The challenge is when that starts to push a little bit towards serious. These men also don't want any more kids. And they also start to run into a challenge with it.
Hey, you know what's funny about the Leonardo DiCaprio thing? Do you know who never blames Leo? The women he dated.
Yeah, they never go back to my best.
Wait, how is that man the common denominator and you guys aren't looking at the numerators? Like, throw it back to 4th grade math. The numerator could change. The common denominator is Leonardo. He's the issue.
No. The common denominator is high. The common denominator is high status men in general that young women want to date. That's what she just said. It's not just Leonardo DiCaprio. He's just the alpha Chad of the high status dudes.
It's not even just that he's Leonardo DiCaprio, but it's also the fact that like he's reached this level of success, so he has some wisdom to give me. Like,
Yeah, but that's not why they're with him. That's not why they're with him. They're not with him for his wisdom.
Like I'll meet men.
I listen. One of my good friends is Bulgarian. They're not with him for the wisdom.
I'm gonna learn some shit.
I want some
from
wisdom
you.
from Dan. Let me get him some wisdom.
This is how I say I have 4 functioning businesses right now. You wanna know how I have 4 functioning businesses? Because I date older men that are successful.
Man, you let those 4 older men groom you. How dare you let them groom you? You know what? My girlfriend was more than 20 years younger than me, and you know what we did every day? Go to the gym together. We rescued animals together, and we talked about SEC football together. We had enough in common, and what I needed was peace, like what you said before. It's like I'm a successful entrepreneur. I don't need to come home and have you to explain to me what my ROAS is on my ad spend. It's fine. I got guys who can handle that. I don't need you to do it. So it's fine. Like I'm just saying, like I'm not recommending, if you're 50 years old, I don't recommend you date a 25-year-old. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is there is nothing weird when they're attracted to you. That is not a sin. And people who sit there and try to make you feel bad for not dating age-appropriate women, grow up. It's usually women who have over 30 who are overweight trying to tell you you're not supposed to date young women. Yeah. It's so crazy. It's never, the young women, when you ask them about it, it's like, should they if they did that survey with 23-year-old women, be like, yeah, I love older men. Are you kidding me? That's crazy. It was like, you wouldn't go out with The Rock? Oh, yeah, because he's too old. He's 50. Shut up. Like, it's ridiculous. Anyway.
Wait, what about the women that are over here like, oh, I got to have a 9 to 5 and an older man? Like, I'm just confused to like where that concept comes because I'm attracted to the older mindset, but I want someone that's still fun. Let's keep going. Like, you get what I'm saying? And I'm sorry, but as a woman, that I come off a little strong. I'm not going to lie. But, like, I have this sensitive side to me where it's, like, nourishment. However, is it wrong to expect, like, if I'm bringing this to the table, is it wrong to expect the same thing?
Well, an older mindset comes with age.
Again, like age, yes, I understand, but like
this goes back to his evolution theory.
But I'm not saying evolution, but I'm not going
not
to
a
let
theory.
No, but I'm not going to let science depict my feelings and where I think someone could grow. Yes, it's going to be in the mindset. However, I'm all about love. I'm a lover girl. I will gamble on you until there's a moment where you make me think that we have a possible risk. Even then, I'm still willing to gamble on you, and I'm still willing to take the L and pivot to whatever we need. Does that make sense?
See, I used to be like that. Then I realized I was taking care of a child.
No,
like
I
was like the
get it.
mom vibes with that. Like,
no, see, the thing is, and I'm gonna quote Richard Cooper here, is like women don't care about a man's struggles. They wait at the finish line and they fuck the winners. Okay? But not every guy is going to be a winner. And not every woman is going to meet that guy at that. It's not going to be that girl that's at the. Let me ask you a question. So they have to. So they have to invest in that man's potential while he's younger.
But what if the potential is what you would do in the same scenario?
You're betting he's going to be a winner at a later date.
Well,
So it's not if, it's when.
Okay, I want you to consider this. So women don't care about your struggles. They wait at the finish line and they fuck the winners. Who here knows a girl who dated a drug dealer? Anybody? Have you ever? You guys all lie. You all know a girl. So wait. So did she have problems spending his? Hold on. He made money selling drugs. Did she have any problems spending his money? None. So she did not care about his struggle, but she just fucked the winner. Who here, I know this is going to sound crazy, who here knows a girl who's dated a guy on steroids? Does anybody here know a girl who's dated a guy on steroids? Of course. So my question once again is, was that his struggle? She doesn't care about his struggle. She doesn't care about the fact that he cheated or whatever you want to think of anabolic steroids. She doesn't care about that at all. She just sees big muscles and money. All she gives a fuck about is the finished product. She does not care about his struggle.
Bro, is it ironic Jordan Belfort's wife only divorced him when he got caught?
That's funny.
Only after he got caught. That's when she divorced him.
Yeah. Awesome.
All right, I got another one here for you. Here we go. Another video. Okay, ready? Watch the screen. Oh, God damn it. That's the wrong one. Hang on one second.
Wrong one. Don't lose Louis now.
Let's see. Let's go with this one.
Let's turn it off. Sorry, guys. We'll try to fix the audio here in a little bit. All right. Anyway, going back to what I said before, the idea that they don't care about your struggles is like really, really important. The thing is, like we were talking about before about therapy. If my therapist does not include my struggles in my therapy, so for instance, if I was a trust fund baby, and I had like endless amounts of money, and then my therapist was like, hey, here's some meditation things we should do, help you to get over your trauma, et cetera, that would be fine. But if I have to work in order to feed my family, I can never sit here and hear that I'm just enough. I have a burden of performance no matter what. Yeah. Someone will take my girl, someone will, do we make it work?
You good?
All right, do you want to try it?
Let me try this one here.
The terrible ironies of dating as a man is that one of the most attractive things.
Let's pick one or the other. What are we doing? Here, this one.
The most attractive traits you can have is already having a girlfriend. Numerous studies with one of the many terrible ironies of dating as a man is that one of the most attractive things that you can have, one of the most attractive traits you can have, is already having a girlfriend. Numerous studies with various methodologies all converge on the idea that if you're walking around and you're holding hands with a woman already, if you're already with a woman, that will make you more attractive to other women. And a lot of people know about this phenomenon, but they kind of dumb it down, right? They talk about it in a competitive landscape, like, oh, she's naturally competitive and she wants her spot or whatever. And it's really not like that. It's more of an informational problem. If you're looking for mates, right? If you're trying to find out who to partner with, usually all you can see is physical attractiveness. But if you see that they already have someone, right? Someone else already loves them, then they've already done the informational deadlift of sussing out their personality, their resource procuring abilities, all the various things that go into mate choice have already been cleared by another person. They've already been co-signed as a potential partner by another woman. It makes sense that men with partners are perceived as more attractive. Because if you're choosing between two people of equal physical attractiveness, then the one who already has a partner is the one you have more positive information about.
Okay, so this effect, Mackin is he's a researcher. He studies human dating, and he's probably like one of the top sources in the world on cheating, specifically on cheating. And Mackin, one of the things what he was talking about there is that if they see you with another woman, the concept is called mate choice copying in human beings, where when women see women see men that other women are attracted to, then they become attracted. So there was a study they did one time where they looked at this man's picture, and his attractiveness rating, 59% of the women found him attractive. And I forget which university did this, but when they had the same picture of the same man, and then they superimposed a wedding ring on this guy, and then made it look like he was unavailable, 90% of the women found him attractive. It went from 59% to 90% when they found out that someone else liked him. So here's the thing. As a man,
pre-approved.
As a man, when I look at a woman, the information I need, I'm just talking in general here. So I don't want to offend anyone, but I'm going to. The information I need to know if I want to have sex with her, I get very quickly. I see hip to waist ratio, signs of youth, symmetry, hair, things like that. I can tell if I want to have sex with her.
Boobs.
When a woman looks at a man, you have what's called incomplete information. You don't know if I'm terrible in bed, if I'm a stalker, if I'm physically abusive, you don't know these things. But what's a really quick way to skip all of that information finding? What he said, the deadlifting of finding information. You look and see that another attractive woman has approved of him. I have friends of mine, they do this thing called queen game. Basically, they spoil the shit out of their girlfriend and show it all over social media.
Yes.
They take their girlfriend to Aspen,
Absolutely.
They take their girlfriend to Miami, they take their girlfriend on yachts, and do you know what happens in their DMs?
Yeah, can I say something? Because it's like fire inside. I literally dealt with this. Like, yo, like we had the most amazing relationship. I'm talking like I literally, I live in Vegas, so I'm going to LA like every week. I'm in LA. We're doing like foreign cars, the best dinners, like the most amazing relationship that you could think. And he's posting everything on Instagram, everything.
Yeah.
Me too. We're both. And then we get into like an altercation, gets kind of deep. And we break up for like a nanosecond. Like the next week, he's dating his best friend that he's known for 10 years. And I told him, I'm like, yo, shorty, like she's only fucking with you, effing with you, because she saw the love that you gave me, everything that
and
you
when,
do.
and when
She
women
didn't
are
want
having
you
sex
for
with
10 years.
us, when women are
She didn't
using
want you
us,
for 10 years, but
we
she
don't
saw you
care
with me.
because we're men. We don't. Oh, some woman objectified me and used me for my body.
Right.
I don't care. We're a man. We don't care.
Dude,
So here's
and
the
they
thing.
were like together, and then what happens? She cheated on him, and then he calls me like, months later, like, oh, this happened. I don't give a fuck. Like, you chose up, right? But that was the whole thing. It was like you were putting this out there to get that reaction from women.
So I've seen guys before, they'll buy a girl a purse, chains, whatever, and they'll post it on their social media, and their DMs are just full of women trying to get at them because the guy is now attainable. Now it's competition because you can take this girl, and this guy's clearly showing that he's generous and willing to procure resources, but he's not procuring them on you. So now it becomes this challenge. It is madness. One of the top indicators of women finding men attractive is whether or not they are single or married. That is craziness to me, man.
Michael, real question.
Yeah.
I know you well enough to say, if you're gonna buy your girl a purse, are you gonna post it on the Instagram and show everybody?
Probably me. I probably wouldn't. But if I got
you
us
would
a house,
or wouldn't?
If I got us a house together, I would show that.
Right.
But like that's the
a
thing.
purse you wouldn't. And that goes.
I mean, she could show the purse. I mean, I'm not
She
gonna.
can,
I'm not a big
but
like.
for
Oh, guys,
you-
look at the new Birkin. Look at the Himalaya I just bought.
Exactly. So exactly what you just said. I mean, that goes to show like the
Also, I
level
don't want
of
to.
how
I don't want.
people
I don't want the
are.
whole world to know that it's a fake. So I don't want. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to win here. I don't. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, baby, it was $70,000 Himalaya.
Accuse you
So
of, too.
Himalaya. That's what it was.
Vegas Dave gave it to me.
Yeah, hilarious. You got another one?
Yeah, let's do. This is good. Let's see if we can grab this one.
Don't judge. Sometimes when I serve dinner, I eat my own meal in the kitchen before plating our dinners, so it looks like we're getting the same amount, but I always get more.
Sometimes when you're in the bathroom, I turn the Wi-Fi off so that you won't stay in there for very long.
I wait for you to fall asleep. I go and turn the temperature up because I like a warmer room, and then I wake up early and turn it back down, and that's why you've been sweating so much at night.
Sometimes I pretend that I have cramps when I'm not in the mood.
I'm not actually allergic to your mom's cat. I just don't like her.
Sometimes when the dog takes a shit, I pretend I don't see it so that you'll clean it up.
I also do that.
You didn't max out your credit card. We did. I've been using it to shop online.
I took our emergency fund money that we contributed to together and lost it on crypto about 5 months ago.
I replaced your vape with nicotine-free juice, and that's why you've been so irritable lately.
The engagement ring I got you is used.
What do you mean it's used?
I proposed to, it was a brief thing. I just didn't think it was relevant. No judge, no judge.
You don't actually snore at night. Sometimes I just ask you to sleep in the guest room because you're annoying.
I jerked off to your best friend's TED Talk.
The one about sustainable agriculture? Your brother slapped my ass on a camping trip while you were chopping wood.
I lied about you having bad breath just to humble you. You're conceited.
Your dick is the smallest I've had.
I got a happy ending in Vegas for Steve's bachelor party, and I think about it when we have sex.
When we were on our break, I got back together with my ex and we filmed content, and I'm still making money off of it. Don't judge.
I use regular instead of premium when you send me to get gas.
They should just break up at this point because that was horrible.
What do you guys think of that?
That's some crazy shit.
Oh, Garrett?
That is deep truth.
Yeah.
And the fact that they could even sit there and have that, even do that
Yeah.
and hold space It's intense. Everybody's full of shit. Like, relationships are all full of shit. There's all the stuff that you're thinking in your head, and there's all the stuff you've done, and all the stuff you're currently doing, and you don't want to talk about it.
Is it worse that she cheated or that she has a secret OnlyFans? Which one's worse?
I don't know if there's so much worse. So much. These two are like dumping truth, and sometimes the problem with dumping truth is like in any direction. If I'm willing to dump truth, we're hanging out. I'm dumping truth. I'm telling truth to my wife. It comes back to me. So it's like being able to give truth, be in truth. You better be ready to receive truth. And most people are not ready to receive it, so they don't give it, or they think it only goes one way. I don't know. I was kind of impressed. I was like, holy shit, this is going downhill quick.
The trick is tell your partner, hey, tell me the truth. I won't judge you. And then as soon as they tell you the truth, then break up with them and leave. Is that the trick? Is that what you do?
That's probably what happened.
That's
This is why I'd like not so safe. I mean, I don't know how you girls feel about it, but I'm like, it's not too safe. Like, most guys will not tell the truth.
Women say they want the truth, but they never want full disclosure.
Yeah, for sure.
Transparency over honesty. That's again, like, I feel like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be completely honest, and I'm coming at a place of love. Not every girl is willing to give to get, and I feel like Vegas is such a give to get where, like, if I'm coming to you business-wise, I want you to lead me. I want to have a man take the role where I could lead. Where
So are we talking business or are we talking love? Transitioned really fast into that
when
one.
I'm talking about regardless, when you're talking about hand-in-hand business and relationship, why wouldn't I want my man to take the lead, be the front runner? Why would I want him to be the front chain or like the train and I be the caboose? What is the issue with that? What is like meeting like half
this
and
is
half?
more about
you
like
get what I'm
ultimate
saying?
honesty, and the reality is like if you are completely honest with a woman, you guys should. Does any of you guys have a super male slut friend, like a guy who's just been with okay, and you
Yeah,
listen,
he was here a little while
and
ago.
they'll have a conversation with you, and you're like, oh, this is what it's really like. Or if you guys work at a strip club, you also see the same thing.
Yeah.
If you work at a strip club, you start to understand it's like, oh, men just want endless variety. Like it doesn't stop. And even the guys who keep saying that they don't want the variety, even they're lying. Like you start to come to the realization that the incredible bandwidth. Like I read some insane percentage of the internet is just pornography. Like that's all it is.
Can I say something though? Like, I don't know who's watching this, so I'm not gonna say too much. But I know men that are married with kids and have a life and family reunions and everything, and are the best husband that you could possibly think of, ideally. But they cheat on their wives all the time. Because men just, and not even just men, just humans in general, like we have this thing where we want to just keep exploring. And I just think that like, you have this attraction, the attraction is there. And it's like we don't own each other. So if I pick you to be my person and you're my person, that doesn't have to mean that now you no longer get to explore life and like try and do other people. Like
whenever I get married, they are not allowed to explore.
Well, with consent, of course, right?
Yeah, but
we could do it together.
Guys,
like
cheating,
I like
obviously
girls.
they're not
like,
Jocelyn,
what are we doing?
you want to say something?
I think that just separates what a high value man is and what a low value man. If you give in to all of your, what's the word? Like
temptations?
Yes, temptations. Then you aren't a high value man.
Yeah, I don't know. I know a lot of dudes are worth like a couple $100 million who cheat on their wives, and I think most people would still. The thing is, if you were to say that they're not a high value, again, it's not good to cheat. I'm not condoning cheating. What I am saying though is, men can cheat and be complete and total scumbags and still have a company on the S&P 500. They can still own a football team. They can still have a line of hundreds of women trying to sleep with them, even if they cheat. Okay, so it's like I think saying someone's value, you can say he's a low moral man. But to say that he's low, like again, the S&P 500 does not get to determine its own value. It's based on. I remember, again, I'm friends with Bilzerian, and I hear women all the time say, he's trash, I would never, he's such a low value dude. And then I go to his house, and there's a line of girls like trying to hook up with him. So I can tell you unequivocally that there are women who value him. And so because of that, your definition of what's high value or low value, it's not really true. Like it's a free market economy. Yeah. But you could say morality, you could say morality, that definitely could be the case. Guys, I want to read some super chats here real quick. Shout out to Carl Bennington. Daddy issues doesn't exist. I've seen so many cops' daughters become drug addicts, so it doesn't exist. Shout out to Carl.
That's crazy.
Bro Day Monday. Do I have permission to clip farm your content on OF? Whoever beats me to this gives me 3%. That's funny. I'm an alpha male and dumped a girl just for looking at another man. It's considered cheating and disrespectful.
That's hella controlling.
Sex is only considered cheating. Sex is only considered cheating to betas. Siege D. Mike's book should be titled Sartain Psychology, and Sartain is lifeguarding, a good way to meet girls. Awesome, man. I appreciate that.
At Towel Beach Club.
And all of this money will go back into the fund to take these girls to Peppermill after this.
Hey, let's go French toast and
Can I just
French
say one
fries.
more thing, like to end that last conversation? Like my thing is like if you're open, you're open. If you're not, you're not.
Yes.
So like either be with
Conversation.
if you're gonna be with a man, like pick a man. Like don't pick a man that's like got a whole bunch of money and got hella bitches, mad options, and they just like whatever. Like and you're not open at all. Like you're gonna get your heart broken.
Yeah.
Because this person has so
You know
many
what you
things.
signed up for.
You have to know what you're signing up for.
Thank you, thank you, Myron. Thank you.
You know what I'm saying?
No, that
I agree with you, obviously.
If you want a normal
It's just usually it's
lifestyle,
Myron who's saying this.
If you want a normal lifestyle, then do some normal
Real quick,
shit.
if there's any of you who want to take a break and let Candace and Selena get back in here, you're welcome to take a break, like go to bathroom break or whatever, and they can jump in. Do we have any?
Yeah, I got another one. I just want to throw something out here real quick. More to you got your point and your point as well. Is when it comes to men and women, men are the ones who are the pitch guys. They're the guys who have to sell themselves on the girl. They're the ones that have to make the approach. They're the ones that have to go and actually chat up a girl, right? They're the ones that if women expect a guy for there to be any exchange, for there to be anything. So, for instance, if I'm with you or I'm with you, whatever, we're at a bar and a grill or something like that, and I'm flirting with the waitress. That's considered cheating, right? That's considered like I'm making myself. If I pitch while I'm telling you I'm exclusive with you, then that looks like anybody or your girlfriends are going to say, well, he's cheating, or he wants something on the side or something like that. The thing is, women are the advertisers. So if you're on OnlyFans and you're showing your ass and I'm not on your, you know what a soft launch is, right? You know, like if I'm not on your OnlyFans or I'm not on your Instagram or whatever else, or you're showing your sexual availability on Instagram and you're advertising your sexuality on those platforms, why do we not call that cheating?
Yeah, it's a
if
whole
you're
different
supposed to, if you're
conversation.
supposed to
That's
be,
like a totally different
if you're supposed to be in, if you're supposed to be in a relationship that is, if it's
No, listen. If you buy me a truck,
if it's closed on my end,
if you buy me a truck,
if we're under the pretense that I'm exclusive with you and you're exclusive with me, why would you not?
And that has to be an agreement between you and that person.
Again, transparency, because a lot of people say that they're pressure, but
Why
they're
does it
not,
have to be an
But they're
agreement?
not because wait, hold on, wait, because they're not sitting here admitting the truth and saying this is what the truth is. A lot of men are hiding the truth, like, hey, I have these 6 girls and I want to be in a single relationship. So when
shout out to
you're-
Andrew Huberman.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Girls
So when
are
you're
sneaky
when
too,
you're,
though. Girls
when
are
you're
sneaky
portraying a
too.
certain narrative and the girl finds out, you can't say that it's her fault when at the end of the day, like if you were just honest and let her choose, do I want to be one of 7?
So here's the
then
thing.
that's
Let me just disabuse you of this for
I was not gonna
in
go for
totality.
that.
What she's just trying to say here: when you start dating the NBA power forward, assume this is what you're dealing
No,
with.
I
He's
get
not even going to
that.
explain it to you.
No,
You
I
can sit
get
there and
that.
expect him to explain it to you. He's just
No,
not.
I get
When the
that.
dude comes in with the Richard Mille into Sapphire, he's probably not going to be fucking faithful. You should just know this. He's wearing an $850,000 watch in a strip club. He's probably just
He's
not
in
going
a
to be.
strip club.
I'm saying it's like
What
if you
you're
need
not
me to
picking
explain
that
it to
type of
you,
man,
I
though?
can.
What if I want the silent CEO that's behind the computer?
He
that's
still,
out
he,
during the
he still,
day?
he still wants multiple women.
Yeah, he
Shout out to
wants
Jeff Bezos. He still wants multiple women. Shout out to Bill Gates. He still wants multiple women. Shout out to Elon Musk. He still wants multiple women. Shout out to Steve Jobs. He still wants multiple women.
Let me ask you a question, just to put a period at the end of this sentence here. If you met the guy that he meets all your criteria, he doesn't have 7 women, he's got just you. Does it occur to you naturally to say, you know what? I like this guy so fucking much that he doesn't even have to ask. There has to be no conversation whatsoever. I'm going to take down my OnlyFans. I'm going to take down my Instagram.
Right.
I'm going to take.
And you will.
Does that occur to you?
You will.
Does that occur to anybody
I'm
naturally?
going to be honest. You will change your life for the right person.
Okay,
Wait, no.
Let's ask. Ladies, you
But
would
no,
get rid of your Instagram for a man. Raise your hand.
You would
Wait,
occur to you naturally.
no. Wait, no. Let me finish. finish.
No,
Let me finish.
hell no.
Because the type of caliber of man that I'm looking for is not the person that has 100K followers. Do you have 100K in the bank account that's going to help me help myself? It's not. Wait, time out.
You're changing the subject.
No,
One more time. One more time.
I'm really not.
We just asked all the ladies here if they get rid of our IG for a dude, and almost none of them said yes.
Okay, what I'm literally saying is that you guys are saying that this man has to portray himself on Instagram. What if I want to see? What
are you talking about? You're completely conflating 6 different things right now. That's not what we're talking about.
No, I'm going back to what he's saying. He's over here saying, like, when you have this image on Instagram and you're meeting a woman halfway, and I'm sitting here, respecting the image that you're portraying. You could be a macho man. I'll be behind the scenes cheering you on because that's what's getting us money. You being the face of the image.
Are you okay with him being with other girls though? Is the point?
You could listen.
But
wait,
that's
no,
what you're signing up for.
Stop.
If
Let
you
me
go for a
talk.
man
Can I
like
talk?
that.
Because you could flirt with whoever. That doesn't mean that you're bringing that stuff back home. I know who you're coming home to. At the end of the day, if your image, if your physical appearance is what's selling the business, just like any girl in stepping out in lingerie, just like any girl in OnlyFans, if that's your image, I'm going to support it. But at the end of the day, please respect who you're coming home to and where that line is drawn once we step behind the
That's what condoms are for. That's what.
Not what happens.
I'm sorry. Did I say that out loud?
I think it's a communication.
That's what condoms are for. What did I miss here?
But that's not what happens.
These are just jokes. People are going to use everything I say against me. These are just jokes. Okay, I'm a comedian.
So here's one distinction I'll give to you. You're talking about high-valued men, and then there are kings. High-valued men and kings are different men.
Absolutely.
I run groups of men, savage men, don't cheat. They're very loyal. They have temptation and thoughts all day long. Yes, so just let me finish. They have temptation all day long. It's not they don't think about threesomes. It's not they don't think about having these things. It's not that they don't have the opportunity nor the options to have them. They have made a decision as a man to be a king. He is also high value. He has the fucking money. He has the cars. He has all the attention.
But he doesn't want the attention of the peasants. That's the difference.
I get. Well, it's just a different play. Doesn't mean he's right, and it doesn't mean the other guy's wrong. It just means they have chosen a different path of status.
Yes.
That's it.
So being a monogamous man, actually, you're happier and you're more likely to be successful. It is better to not be out in these streets. But if you are out in these streets, you're not a bad person. No. I'm going to be the first one to tell you, I don't give a fuck what Joy Behar and Whoopi Goldberg told you. If you want to date multiple women, it doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't. No. And guess what? If you don't want to date a woman who's a single mom, that doesn't make you a bad person either. You can make the decision to do whatever you want. Sorry, Chris GQ Perry. You can do whatever you want. It doesn't make you good or bad. It is not a function of morality until you start lying. Yeah. Then it is a function of morality.
Okay, did you all just hear what he said?
I heard it.
The last piece, Michael, that you just put. This is why, I run with dudes in open relationships. I run with guys I'm friends with. I have no judgment about any of it because the foundation, what Michael just said, if you fucking lie about it,
yes,
it's one thing. But being transparent, if that's what you agreed with, then that's what you get.
That's all it is. Just be honest. Just tell me what the fuck it is.
Listen,
what it is, what it ain't.
Your best friend's cute. Let's go on vacation together. Let's just be honest.
Just be honest, because if we're honest, then we can fuck bitches together.
Hurt, I feel like, because
you know what I mean? If you tell me straight, what you want to fuck me? I will literally fuck.
Wait, hold on, honey, go. What'd you say, honey, Marissa?
Let's film it.
No, they want to fuck on the table.
You can bring a woman home, and we're gonna buy. You can bring a woman home right now, and we're gonna buy a new Range Rover. We're gonna buy a new Range Rover from
right here on this table.
Hey, $5.99 for the next 30 days on my OF.
Look, here's my thing.
We brought a girl home.
Here's my thing. When it comes to girls, and having a man like this, listen. First of all, you got to be open because women are so beautiful. Like ass, first of all, ass and titties. Like, come on.
Are you an ass or
like, you know what I mean? Both. But I love ass though.
Ass too.
Yeah. So
all right, are we ready for a video now?
But listen, like if you have a man, imagine how he feels.
These two
right?
hooking up. All right.
So you have to like
do collab content.
We're happy about the love connection. We really are. Okay.
Watch this.
I know, right?
Hey, what year does somebody have to be born to be considered old?
2000. I just turned 21, bro, and I was born in 04. So if you was born in 2000, you old as a I swear.
Hey, what year does somebody have to be born to be considered old?
2002.
Why say that?
They're pushing 30 now at this point.
Hey, what year does somebody have to be born to be considered old?
1999. Like at that point, you really born in like the 1900s. Like that's oldest.
Hey, what year does somebody have to be born to be considered old?
Anything that starts with a 19. Look, if you just say that, I'm like, Monk, you talking to me? You like 1999? I'm here in 1932. You could be talking about pre 9/11. I'm gonna be like, how was the Great Depression? Like that don't make no sense. You said 19. My dad was born in 1972. Y'all the same age.
Hey, what year does somebody have to be born to be considered old?
Anything before 2000. Because at this point, you probably turn at 25. Like, anything over 25 is old. 2002. You know, that's like super senior age. No, literally. That's like class of 2021. Yeah, that's like super senior age. I don't know. Anything before 2000 is old.
Hey, what year does somebody have to be born to be considered old?
Whatever year Donald Trump was born. Because he's like crumbling in the dust.
Past his expiration date.
Wait, hey, what year does somebody have to be born to be considered old?
1980. No offense. I don't know, because like by now you're like, damn. Like 40?
Quick math.
All right, ladies, what anybody want to throw out a year?
I'm 96 and I'm so sad right now. Like I be
Go ahead, Cynthia.
I'm a grandma then.
Oh, she's a grandmother. You might be the first grandmother we've had on here. Congratulations. Awesome. Wait, what did you say how old you were?
I'm from 86.
Oh, from 86.
Yeah, it is.
Well, you're a grandmother. You're younger than me. That's crazy. Oh my gosh.
No, I'm not grandma. I'm just saying for this kid.
For these kids, you're a grandma. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
No.
Anybody else here who is too old? How old is too old?
Meg, what's
If
considered
she's
old?
a gilf, then yeah. I was like, let that girl be my grandma because.
Meg,
Yeah.
what's old?
Let's make contact. Go ahead.
87. It's crazy because
87?
I was recently having this conversation with my mom, and she was like saying like after 25, like there's like a certain age. She was saying like that you don't even get ready, and like you go to the grocery store looking like ugly, and like men still look at you. And she's like, for me, it was after 25 that men stopped staring at me. It's like you, because I'm like I've been going to the grocery store with a bun and like I still get hit on.
No,
wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, because before the moms, like they are not even older. They are maybe like 28, and we call like the señoras, the old lady. Like
I'm not gonna lie though, I started talking to this guy, and he told me he was born in 2001, and I was like,
that's a red flag.
I was like,
You're the one that went out with the 72-year-old.
there's no range in this bitch. I'm just like,
that is the truth.
I have one question for the men.
Go ahead.
At what age do you think like you stop being attracted to women?
Yes.
Wait, hold on. Talk about what age for men or women?
Women.
What year were they born? What year were they
born? Is it like after 25? Is it 28?
I don't understand your question. At what age does who is attracted to who?
Like men, like say you, like at what age do you think that women are too old or they stop being
Oh,
attractive?
that women are too old. I think it is a function of like, to me, it's body fat. It's just don't get fat. Like that's it. Like seriously, if you can stay in shape. And by the way, it's not even body fat. It's not even body fat. It's hip to waist ratio. Like
There you go.
it's when this part's narrow and this
stomach.
part's wide. That's fine. That's why girls get BBL. You know what BBLs do? They actually make you look younger because they make your waist smaller and your hips bigger, which makes you look more fertile. That's the reason why BBLs are so popular. And so for me, I was like, for me, I've dated girls in their 30s before, but they were just fucking. They look like volleyball players. For me, it's just physical condition. That's the only thing that matters.
Okay.
Thigh gap. That's it. Thigh gap.
Hold on. That's that. Selena, how old is too old?
Is it? Oh, I was gonna ask first. Is it because you look at like their birthing hips, their good birthing hips?
So the answer is consciously no, but subconsciously yes. And when there's more food deprivation, men like heavier women. Guys, you hear what I'm saying?
Oh.
Guys, in countries where men are poorer or there's more food deprivation, men like heavier women.
Because it means they're richer. Because same thing in Thailand.
No, it means they have food.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But they're rich in food because they're in poor countries. Like when I went to Thailand, like if you were more pale, you were like a higher woman because like if you worked outside, that means you were poor. So if you were a tanner Filipino person, you were automatically seen as poor because you weren't as pale because you didn't work inside. So I feel like it's also like based on where you're at too.
I forgot what we were
Oh yeah.
Wait, I have another question.
Go ahead,
You said
Maritza.
you like tiny waist. So there's this like model, OF model. Her name is like Gracie Bond or Gracie Bond. You haven't seen
No,
her?
I don't know.
No, then I can't ask.
So I don't like I like a proportion of like 0.7. I don't like
Okay.
so tiny that it's
Wait,
ridiculous.
I want to show you.
Okay, just message me. I'll check it out and see.
Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead. Do we?
Yeah. Let's do Owen.
Like I've said this before, I
Let's
like
do
the
Owen.
volleyball player
Don't
with the
prefer
blue
to
job.
be in harems. They would prefer to have one main guy, most women. But they would rather be sharing a guy than dating one of you. That'd be the best way that I put it. That is a better option, okay? That is a superior option than dating the average guy. Now, the reason why is not because your looks, it's not because your money. It is primarily and predominantly because you are spaced out. You're just too spaced out. That is the main reason why they're uncomfortable. They feel like your kids will be spaced out. They feel like you're not going to be able to handle things. And then what happens is they become irate and they become uncomfortable. So they start doing what's called shit testing. So they start throwing fits. They start accusing you of shit and all that kind of stuff. And then what winds up happening is you react to it too much, which then shows that you're too reactive. Okay. And then they break up with you. So that's called shit testing. So a lot of what you've seen is a giant collective shit test. It's just a giant collective shit test.
Any opinions on what Owen Cook has to say? No? Go
I
ahead.
feel like he forgot a third option of just being single. Like, why does it have to be one thing or another?
No,
Yeah.
remember, he's talking to men who are looking
I
to date
love
women.
Owen Cook, and I
like
want
I
him on
forget
podcast.
that
What
coming
does he
up,
mean
yeah.
by being spaced out? I don't understand.
Yeah, so a lot of guys they eat shit. They eat crappy food.
I
They
agree
go
with
to
the
the
guy.
bar and they just drink to give themselves courage to go talk to women. That's
Yeah.
spaced out. They're just overuse of pornography, video games, and fucking marijuana and alcohol. This is what I mean by spaced out. Most guys, they're not in shape. That's what he means by spaced out. They don't
I
build their own
agree.
business. They work at a 9 to 5. They get ran into the ground. Though those things is what Owen means by spaced out. They're not awake.
Okay.
It's like one of the things when I hang out with, like, say Bradley or Owen, or when I hang out with Dan Fleischman, or when I hang out with any of those guys, there's an awakeness I can't describe that exists with like Ryan Stewman and any of these guys. There's an awakeness that exists with them. Guys, we can hear everything you're saying on the microphones. Hold on a second. There's an awakeness that exists that I can't explain. It's like when you hang out with your buddies you go back home for Thanksgiving and you hang out with your buddies. It's like, oh, what's going on, bro? Yeah. It's like they're awake, but they're like asleep. They're not alert.
The
They're
term I use is they get it.
Oh,
That's
they
the
get
term
it, but
I
there's
use,
like a low, and I don't mean to sound woo-woo, but there is like consciousness is real. Like there is consciousness. AI does not have consciousness. It has intelligence, but not consciousness. There's a higher level of a consciousness where it's like I'm alert and awake. I jump out of an airplane. I am fully conscious and present. I'm at a higher level of consciousness.
Yeah.
And then it's like I just take a bunch of drugs and I'm just partying. I'm at a lower level of consciousness. And the thing is, most men are at a lower level of consciousness. That's what he's talking about. The guys who are awake, when I was fully able to be present with a woman I'm attracted to, I was better able to generate attraction because I was fully present. But I had to be more awake. That's what he's talking about with that whole thing. But it's like what he said at the beginning. Most women don't want to be in a harem, but they'd rather be in a harem than date you. That's what he's saying. And the reason why is because you're asleep. Because most of you are half asleep. Make sense?
Yeah.
Great copying for the ads, huh?
Yeah, we're stealing that.
We're stealing
Owen,
that.
sorry.
Yeah, there you
Owen's
go.
watching this right now. Owen, we're stealing that.
We are stealing that one.
Yes. Anybody else have any thoughts on this?
I had something I was gonna say, but I forgot.
No, it's women would rather share a high value alpha than be saddled with a faithful beta. That's
I don't even know.
simple.
You can run it back if you want. Watch the video.
I think
one
it
more
really
time,
just
I'll remember.
depends, though, because I feel like I've been with people who, may be able to provide me more, but if there's not transparency and communication and a level of like emotional maturity on both ends, I've chosen men or women who can at least be on the same page as me. That might be considered maybe beta or like lesser value, but morally and like emotionally, they have more value to me.
How old are you?
I'm 26.
26.
I'm 26
were
and I completely
were you always like this, or like when you were 18, 19, 20, did you date like bad boys? Like
Yeah, I've gone through
So
that,
you-
and then I've been sober the last couple years, and when I got sober, I feel like it just kind of transformed how like I viewed a lot of things, and a lot of things that I wasn't dealing with was I was using drugs and alcohol as a coping mechanism, and I feel like a lot of people can continue to do that, and a lot of people these days don't work on themselves. They're too busy looking at their phone, and the thing is like get off your phone and actually do some actual like inside working on yourself.
See, what happens for most women is when they get to be about, like you was talking about, like 29, 30, 31 years old, the priorities change. There's like a list of prerequisites for men. When you're 18, 19, 20, 18 through 28, somewhere in the hoe phase, let's just say, you're looking for the guy who is the more exciting guy, the bad boy, the drummer in the band. You're looking for the guy who's the emotional roller coaster, right? And then once you get to a point where you're getting a little bit older and you're less able to sort of compete on the same level as you used to be able to, like when you were 23, that's when those priorities change. So now the bad boy you still want a hot guy. You still want a guy who's fun and has, an excitement level there. But then the long-term security kicks in, and that's when it's like, okay, I'm not getting any younger. I need a guy who's going to, wants kids, who wants to go for the long haul, who has, provision, protection, parental investment, and the priorities change at that point. I think that's a little bit what Owen was getting into right there. Is that at some point, that's why I asked you how old you were, because it's usually the guy who's like the fun, exciting,
I
roller
prefer
coaster guy.
Women and men. I love a provider, whether it doesn't matter the gender. But it got to a point where financially you can provide for me all you want, but if there's a level of control and that you're using to abuse me with it, it's not worth it in the end for me, because I do like some kind of independence, and I feel like a lot of people you weaponize their financial security and their stability as a way to then make me feel lesser as a person. And I would rather feel more myself and have more autonomy with someone who is more on the same level or doesn't make as much money, rather than be with someone who then is making me feel bad about who I am, but has given me everything. You can give me everything. I've gotten everything I ever wanted. But if
what do you mean by
myself,
that? But making you feel bad? What does he actually do, or is he just existing and it makes you feel bad?
It's controlling every aspect of me, and the communication. We're trying to find solutions, but if they don't actually want to find solutions, they just want to find a reason to make me feel controlled and make me feel emotionally I am not as good of a person as I am. I'll throw everything out the window. You can give me everything physically, materialistically, but if we're not matching mentally and emotionally, and it's just compatibility wise, I would rather have less money but be more secure in myself financially than be with someone who can give me the world, because I've been there, I've done that, and it doesn't make me happy. And I think that's more of a coming to terms with who I am as a person, because a lot of women can be okay with having that financial security, and maybe the man is cheating on them or treating them like they're terrible, they're the worst person in the world, but they're giving them everything they want. They're giving them the mansion, the cars. For me, the more I was in therapy, the more I realized it wasn't making me happy to have materialistic things. And that's something that I came to terms with. If it works for you, it works for you. But for me, it doesn't.
Sounds good.
I feel like there's a difference between the controlling and then the leading as well. I'm completely fine with being led because I am very independent. But when it comes to the controlling and coming at it a certain type of way, that's when I tend to back off a little bit.
See, what happens is guys who don't fuck are usually the guys who are the more possessive ones, because they get into a relationship with a very beautiful woman, and they know that on some level they're batting out of their league, right? So that's where that possessiveness comes into play. Is the guys who are in a state of sexual deficit are the ones who become the most possessive. And so how do they do that? It's through controlling mechanisms like giving you everything.
I wish you would break up with me. I wish you would.
Exactly.
I'll be out here and I'll be outside so quick. Are you kidding me? I'm so sad. I'm on stage.
It's guys who aren't used to being with beautiful women. It's guys who aren't used to actually having sexual abundance, who tend to go, well, this is the hottest girl I've ever had, and so I better cling like fuck onto this chick here. And how do I do that? Well, I'm going to do that by being controlling.
Make guarding.
Make guarding.
Jealousy.
Yes, very much so.
Awesome. Do we have another one?
Yeah, we do.
Unpopular opinion that no one wants to share with you: OnlyFans will ruin your life. And here's how it ruined mine. Number one, no matter what kind of content you create, you will be compared to the absolute craziest content creators that are out there. And no matter how classy you keep it, everyone will try to drag you down to that level. You might have transferable skills and do well in other areas of your life, but no matter what, if you do OF, everyone will just only talk about that. That's the only thing that they'll care about, and they'll, again, compare you to the craziest of the crazy. And finally, the ghetto will always try to drag you back. No matter what moves you make or how classy you keep it, the people in the industry aren't all like this, but many are loud, insecure, and unprofessional, and your success in the future will bother them, especially if it's outside of the industry, because a lot of them are trapped. OnlyFans creators are the type that will lie about their birthday 3 times a year in order to increase sales, which means they will also lie to make your reputation bad, to try to defame you, to try to just ruin what you're working on. And no artist who's really talented deserves to have to deal with that kind of negative energy that is now malproductive. My name's Holly Treats. I am a long-term established content creator, marketer,
and friend of Mike Sartain.
Yes, that's a friend of mine. Holly, go ahead.
Not just OnlyFans girls or content creators lie about their age. Exotic dancers lie about their age.
No,
all
agree.
the time.
But
it's
hold on.
something
But
about the
do you-
younger age the men love.
Again, we agree with that. But my point is, do you understand her initial premise, which is you're being compared to every other. Shout out to Tucci. She's one of my friends. But like most of you guys aren't having sex with midgets, right? Am I wrong? Or I don't know.
25 Cent was in my DM.
No,
Yeah, 25 Cent?
Can I please say something?
Yeah.
So, like, I've had sex with a midget.
Okay. That is not where I thought this was going to go. That was not. Let's clip this.
I actually gave head to a midget.
Okay. So because
you
hold on,
will be
you're not supposed to use the word midget, but because she gave head to him, it's okay.
Wait.
Right? You know what I'm saying?
You would be surprised how big a midget's dick can be. I mean, literally, it's like a third leg. So I think that's where they get the term from, third leg. Okay, so look, here's my thing. Not everything you do. My grandma taught me this. My she was born in '56. Okay, she was a real live hippie, like real live, like from Chicago, cooking shit in a van, like fucking flowers on the van, like real hippie, right? Not everybody needs to know your business. Like the whole world doesn't need to know what you're doing behind closed doors. Like this shit needs to be private. So what did I do?
As we're saying this on a
I did
podcast.
an OnlyFans. I know, right? I'm on a podcast. Like, yeah, I fucked a midget.
No one will ever find out.
Nobody will ever know which one it was. I would say his name. He's famous as fuck, so everybody will find out so fast. Okay, but wait, slow down. My thing is, OnlyFans, like, it's true. What she's saying is true. It's not that it's gonna ruin you. Like, you're gonna be fucking fine, okay? But it's just you're gonna have like this kind of outlook, like you're down to do the OnlyFans for some money, like whatever. It is what it is. But you have to have enough confidence in yourself to be able to still carry yourself at a certain level of classiness, no matter who's watching, who subscribes, no matter what. You chose to do this for you because you need to get some money. Okay? That's okay. You know what I mean? Like me personally, I haven't done that. I haven't done the OnlyFans, but I have fucked a midget. You know what I mean? So like, I don't need to record myself fucking a midget to get paid and everybody see me fucking a midget.
But if you did, we'd all watch, right? Am I right? We'd all watch. Candace, do you have any experience with this? You get judged for being an OnlyFans content creator? Grab the microphone, honey.
100%. I will say to like any ladies watching who are thinking about doing OnlyFans, like I feel like by the time you get to that point where you're making a lot of money, then you realize the S show, like I can't do anything else with this public persona. Like you might know a lot of like legitimate business people or like entertainment people. You can't post with them. They don't want basically a porn star. So that's totally a thing.
Except us. Me and Rolo. You can associate with us all you want. We are a judgment-free zone here.
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie.
Give us your unwashed
This
masses.
is a great community to be a part of. I will say.
Yes, we are
You guys
Ellis.
a lot
We are
of
the
fun.
Ellis Island
A
of
lot
podcasts.
Awesome. We have another one?
Yes, we do, and I have to set this up. Okay, so Jedediah Bila is a very, very good friend of mine, and we've been on her show once in Miami together. She's been offline for quite some time, but she is now finally rebroadcasting. And by the way, people keep asking me this, I will be on her show on Wednesday. So just to let you guys know. So here is our good friend Jedediah Bila.
Look at my body as just a chunk of muscles.
You are an attention seeker.
It's not your business. You know how many people your other date has slept with.
Society is built that way. No, society is not built that way. Men and women care about different different things, and that just is.
True love and soulmates, and the one is all sexist propaganda.
Okay, stop. I can't do it. Jed, you're so mean. But could we just be objective, right? So the question is, are guys just dishing out too much attention to women?
There you go. Are guys dishing out too much attention to women?
Depends on the guy.
I want more.
I mean, it depends on who you're asking. If we're, again, one more time. The top 20, remember the 3 genders, the top 20% of men are not dishing out a ton of attention to women, okay? It's like Chris Brown, who has a guy sitting there messaging you, and it's like he's not even using his it's a Michael B. Jordan. He's got a guy doing all the DMs for you, right? And then there's women, and then there's this low status group of men. They are giving way too much attention.
True.
Yes. That's what I would say. They're giving too much attention, and it's causing unrealistic beliefs in certain women, which is causing a ripple effect in dating. Yep. Cool.
Ready for the next one? Yep.
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh boy, this will be fun.
This is React to My Tinder Messages, part 19.
I'm frustrated already.
Hey, Sarah.
This guy had a full-on conversation with himself.
His name is BBC Looking for Now.
These are Tinders that they're reacting to.
No, it gets better.
Tinder messages.
Panetta's gonna Just read it to him. Panetta's gonna piss his pants. He didn't read the messages. You ready? Tell me when you're ready. Are you ready?
Just putting it out there. That's literally a Leo list fucking ad.
You
Okay,
ready?
shoot.
Okay, so keep in mind the name's BBC Looking for Now. Hey, how's it going? No answer. You alive? No answer. Do you want to see it?
Do you want to see it? Oh, what a wine.
You alive?
I'm seeing stars, actually. I can't believe
Do you want to see it? He's thinking maybe that it will bring you back to life. Yeah. If you're not... Oh, yo, what?
No fucking way.
That's half his leg.
It's his it's literally to his mid-thigh.
No, it's his knee.
It's his knee.
It's his knee.
There's no fucking way.
You're the one that gave me that one, too.
Ladies, can you talk about some of the either desperate or rude or crude messages that you get from people, DMs?
Yeah, it was who's your gynecologist? Because I want to taste their fingers.
Okay, that is.
Can I tell you about the most recent one? Abigail, that was just on the show. She'll vouch for me. I just got a fucking group chat on. Sorry, my F word. I just got a group chat on Snapchat with 25 individuals that says, "Liv, can I have adult content?" Like that's the name of the group chat. Like, can you send adult content?
Okay, got it.
With like 25 people in
That's
it.
weird.
And I just responded, no. Like,
That's pretty weird. Okay. Have you got, honey, you've got some crazy messages?
I mean, I wouldn't say like I don't really get like a whole lot, but I remember when I was pretty young too, so that's why it was more alarming. A guy sent me a picture that he took of like his dick next to a picture of me.
Mhm.
And first of all, how many phones do you have? Because you're taking that picture and sending it to me. That
iPad.
was like it was so wild,
An
especially
iPad.
because I was really extremely young. So I was like, oh my God. But like also the ability to take the picture with the picture. I was still a little impressed. I'm like,
Yeah.
how many phones can you afford?
That's a lot of, you need good lighting as well.
No, it was like hard. Like it was like next to it was there. Like it was like me and then that.
Where did you guys go on your first date? I'm fucking with you. Who else here had a weird DM experience? Anybody?
I've had some weird situations,
Yeah.
especially when a guy is taking a shot to my Facebook pictures and then sending it to me and thinking it was cute.
Oh, okay.
And I'm
got
like, no,
it.
that's
Hey, I
actually
just
kinda
want to let you know I'm
creepy.
stalking you.
That's kind of creepy.
Hope you like
Snapchat
me.
especially though. You guys,
I get
you
a lot
guys
of
don't have the
Yo,
Snapchat
fellas,
stuff?
if the guys out there listening, if you know a girl, you know everything about her, and you meet her in person, and she's like, don't go up to her and be like, "Oh, I follow you on Instagram. I follow you." Just pretend you don't know her. Pretend you have no. I do this at parties all the time. Girls who I've known about for years, like huge models, and of course I know everything about them. And I'm like, I have no idea who you are. It's so good to meet you. You want to come on Access Vegas? Come on my show sometime. Like that's what I do. Like I just don't sit. That's so crazy. I know another dude. He just like found out this girl was breaking up with her boyfriend, so he goes off And God, I can't tell the story because everyone's gonna know. Fuck. Basically, he takes a bunch of pictures of the ex-boyfriend and puts it all over his house so that she can do stuff to the pictures. But I'm like, it was so try hard, dude. It was very try hard. So don't do that. Make them earn it.
I make him earn it.
Yep.
My friend, he came to Vegas. It was like his first time in the casino in Vegas, and I was playing on slots. I was like, just be cool, you know, like whatever. We're drinking, and this girl walks by, and he's like, I know that girl. And I'm like, cool. Like you're gonna see a lot of people, you know. He's like, but no, like I know her though. I'm like, okay, fine. Like do your shit. He literally chases this girl down the hall, and mind you, she's baddie, like bad, like beautiful. And then he gets up to her, and he's like, I know you. And she's like, okay. And he's like, I don't know where from. Instagram? And he's like been following her on Instagram for years. So like Michael said, don't do that.
Don't ever do that.
Because now she'll never, ever
Never respect
back,
you, bro.
ever.
That's just so, it was like, oh, yeah, I'm in love with the guy who spent a bunch of money on me on OF. Does not happen. Sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. I just ruined a bunch of people's fantasies. You know my favorite? I had 2 girls on my show. I don't want to say their names because they want to keep going with this. And they were both talking about having sex with fans. They were both OnlyFans content creators. They're both on the same time. God. And they're both talking about having sex with fans. Then the cameras went off. It goes, and we'll see you guys next week. Camera goes off. One of them leads the other, goes, do you actually have sex with fans? She's like, no, of course not. That's disgusting. And she goes, yeah, me neither. Me neither. It was so funny. And these guys are like, oh, if I just spend more money, I can be the one who gets to have sex with her. She'll film with me.
I've actually done that. Like,
Which-
not fuck a fan, but I've like posted something. I was like, oh yeah, like tip me, and then I'm gonna do this contest. That's never ever gonna happen.
Yeah.
But you know, I get more money.
Yes, there we go.
It's the imagination, like the hope that it could maybe
So you're
ever
selling
happen,
hope.
but it's never gonna happen.
Great way to make
Works.
money as a woman. Sell hope. They all have a shot with you. They've got a shoe with you. Hope. Anything else?
Yep, we
Girl, and you want to have the time of your life and pay for absolutely none of it? Move to Miami. I was in Miami last weekend, and everywhere I went was a group of pretty girls with a promoter or a sugar daddy or someone rich. They were having the time of their lives. They were paying for none of it. I was at Komodo Thursday night, and every single person there besides the group I was with was a bunch of pretty girls with a promoter. If you go out to a restaurant anywhere else, you see people with their families, you see guys and girls going on first dates, or maybe it's their anniversary, or they're just going out as a couple. No. Every other table besides ours was a group of pretty girls, maybe 2, maybe 10, and 1 or 2 guys that were covering it, and every single club that I went to was the same thing. I was celebrating a friend's birthday, so we went a little crazy, had a full Miami weekend, Komodo, Poppy Steak 11, and everywhere I went, it was groups of pretty girls with promoters or guys covering their tabs. I come to find out, there's a whole app in the city of Miami for promoters, and girls can apply for dinners, tables, and boats, and based on who's the prettiest, they get accepted for free the whole day. Obviously, pretty girls get privilege anywhere they go. They get to skip lines, they get nice dinners, they get stuff paid for them. But Miami's entire economy seems like it revolves around these promoters and these rich guys taking girls out. If you are a pretty girl and you want to have the craziest dinners, the craziest nights out, go on yachts every single weekend. I talked to a girl who got invited on 3 separate yachts, 100-foot yachts, and she had to pick one. Imagine having to pick the biggest boat for a night out or a day on the water. That's insane. If you're a pretty girl, move to Miami for a year even, and you will have the best vacation of your life, pay for 0 of it, and it'll be the time of your life.
In Dubai, they actually have this situation where girls will take guys out to dinner. So they'll match with them on a dating app.
Mhm.
They'll go out to dinner with them, and they'll get the guy to spend money on like the $1,000 bottle of champagne or the steak or whatever, poppy steak with the light. And then the restaurant will then kick back the money back to the girl who made him pay for it.
Oh,
yes.
damn.
They're just and the girls every week, they're just matching with guys,
Yeah.
taking them to the restaurant, making them buy expensive shit, and then
Yeah.
doing a kickback. Yep.
See, I use the app Tabler out here, so it like shows all the tables, and it's like, oh, I need 35 girls at this table tonight at Zook. So you and your friends can all request it, and then literally go to a table for free with alcohol. Like, literally, pretty
we need to look
privilege
this up.
is a
Tabler?
Tabler. Sometimes they
Tris-
allow men.
Tabler?
Tabler.
Never heard of it.
Tabler. Spelling bee.
I want to see this.
Yeah, no, but you make a profile
thought the
kind
app
of
was
like
Instagram, but
no,
there's
you
another
make
thing
an
now.
app like kind of like Tinder. You put your profile picture up there. You put a couple pictures of you partying, and if they like you, they're like, hey, you can come join the table. And it's like literally all girls, so you don't have to deal with like creepy men trying to buy you a drink. It's like they bring the bottles there, and it's like, yeah. But if you're trying to meet a man, it's horrible because you're with 20 other girls. But if you're just trying to have a fun time, Tabler.
Sounds crazy.
Yeah.
I can't even think of
Tabler.
anybody who would go to a club with 20
Tabler.
girls. I don't know anybody who do that.
Ew.
All right, cool. Got another one?
Life on easy mode.
Here we go.
Let's see. Okay, here we go. On the same
Gold
topic.
digger if she just wants you to pay for dinner. Gold diggers go after G-Wagons and Birkins, not a plate of pasta and a glass of wine. And I know this because I'm a gold digger. That's why I have things like, I don't know, land. The girl hopping into your Honda Civic to go to the Cheesecake Factory is not a gold digger. She is simply doing charity. If you don't have any gold, stop accusing women of digging for it. That's like saying women only like you because you look like Justin Bieber, but you're bald, babe. And to my ladies, if they're going to call you a gold digger anyway, might as well do it right. Life's a bitch, babe. Marry rich. Go find rich husband, baby.
Anybody have any thoughts on this? Honey, what do you think?
I love her. What? I mean,
I
it's
love
true, but like, I wouldn't be a gold digger, but I would go on dates for free meals. I'm not gonna lie. I'm guilty of that for sure.
Yeah.
Like, I knew I was absolutely not interested, but
We
one
all
guy
are.
did get me back one time where I went on a date, never talked to him again, and then later on I matched with him again. And he was like, okay, I'm gonna come pick you up. Why did I see his car go right past me? And I was like, blocks me on everything. But like the amount of commitment to do that, but yeah, no, definitely not the cheesecake chicks. Yeah.
I love it. No, honestly, I can relate. You know what I mean? Like,
Again,
but I don't think you should. Well, just to say, like, I don't think like you should marry rich for real, right? There's like two different ways to marry. I know this sounds so fucked up. I think it's my brain. Maybe it's my brain's fucked up. But like, when I find my person that I really want to spend the rest of my life with, it's like it doesn't matter their financial situation, doesn't matter their race, doesn't matter any of that. We're gonna get married. Now, if it happens to be that the financial stuff isn't there, then we're not gonna get married on paper, right? We're just gonna put the rings
okay,
and
this
have
is
a
great.
ceremony.
All right, we gotta land the plane here. This is getting a little too out of it. All right, listen, real quick. Do you guys remember what I said before? Using money as a crutch versus using money as a funnel. This is a good. This right here, this woman, she's looking at it from the other side of the coin, from her perspective. If I use money as a funnel, you know what? You know why I like going to Poppy Steak with girls? Hold on a second. We can all hear you. Hold on. Time out, please. Using money as a funnel, I like going to Poppy Steak because I like the food there. Dude, the food at Toca Madera, holy shit. The Caesar salad they have there, they put like the spicy sauce in it. They have a butter cake there, bro. I want to go there. Dude, Capo's is incredible. Herbs and Rye is incredible. They have caramel donuts. I'm going to go to a place that I like to go to, and we're going to go for dinner. That's an experience because that's part of my funnel. If I buy her a bag on the first date, that's a crutch. Do you guys understand the difference? Yeah. That's the difference. If I'm like sitting there, a girl I've never gone on a date with, and I'm buying her first class plane tickets to come out and see me, get her a hotel room, and then let her go on a shopping spree before we go on our first date, that's a crutch. That's not a funnel. A funnel is, I'm throwing the sickest party in Bel Air tonight, rented a mansion, got security, and only like private guest list. That's using money as a funnel. There's a difference. And so what she's saying is essentially correct. I would never go to an expensive dinner, but I like going to really nice restaurants. I didn't move to Vegas so that I couldn't go to fucking Mastro's or SDK. I love going to those places. So that's the difference. But it's really funny when she says like marry rich. The thing about it is I don't hate her for that. At least she's being honest with, the way she feels. And a lot of other women aren't. They aren't being honest. They're like, their husband loses their job and they're like, we grew apart. No, he's not rich anymore. That's what happened. And then you broke up with him. That's what happened. And it sucks, But anyway.
I think one of the reasons why a lot of guys get really frustrated with women today is because, and I've said this 100 different times, is that women marry a lifestyle. They don't marry the guy. And so, like, when I was talking, when Abigail was still over here, and I was making the comparison between sort of like the business side of things versus the emotional love side of things, I think a lot of guys think that it should be about the love side, and that it shouldn't matter whether or not he's got a lot of money. It shouldn't matter how successful he is. Maybe she's marrying into the potential. Maybe they believe in this sort of like idealism or this idealistic concept of love, and that's the only thing that ought to matter. Meanwhile, men pretend to be these really sort of rational, reasonable guys, but when it comes to love, they're thinking that love should matter for the sake of love, right? So when a guy is getting married or a guy is thinking about things in the long term, like I would never cheat on you, I love you, I want to go forward in life with you. Well, that's great for him. Meanwhile, you still have to have a lifestyle. You still have to have something else that's going on for you. You still have a burden of performance. You still have to be able to provisioning, protection, and parental investment. And you better have the means and the resources to be able to do that. So you've got women who are saying it's all about romance, it's lovey-dovey, this and that and everything. And then in the next sentence, it's like, well, but if he doesn't have enough money, then we don't have to get married on paper. We're just going to be in sort of this, I don't know, some hippie ass, love state, instead of the fact that women are marrying the lifestyle. If you cannot provide that lifestyle, then you are not going to get married. So it's this, I think guys overemphasize this idea, because there's guys in the chat right now, and there's going to be guys in the comments right now. What about love? How come it's not like this? How come it's not about what women say? It's about idealism. Women say it's about love. Women say it's about emotional commitment. It's going to therapy and all this other bullshit. Meanwhile, it's he's got to have X amount. I want to see his 401k.
Hey,
I want to see his SEP.
The largest tax-free transfer of wealth in the world is
divorce.
Yes.
Prenup.
I think it's
the
a
largest even death tax. Like even when someone dies, you have to pay taxes. The largest transfer, the tax-free transfer of wealth in the world is divorce.
I think it's a balance, though. Like, it can be about love, but you also have to think about the person and their characteristics and their personality and their compatibility. So yeah, say you do lose your job and we kind of lose the lifestyle, but where's your work ethic? Where are you going to then, going back to you saying burden to performance?
I fell out of love with you because you put me in this position where you need to work on your work ethic and go back to making more money.
Well,
you chose to be a school teacher,
you don't have to
loser.
make the same amount of money, but going back to the burden to performance, you should be able to still be able to provide in some way, and that we're not both struggling. If we have to both cut back on our expenses,
I agree
then
with you,
that's
but this
fine.
goes back to my original point. If your therapist is not telling you that you have a burden of performance, he is a loser and you need to fire him. I'm sorry, her. 95% of therapists under the age of 30 are female. Therapy is almost completely dominated by women now. Psychology in general. So that's so guys, I'm just it's very different. Right. You have a burden. No matter what your therapist tells you, you have a burden of performance.
Have you seen that? Okay, so there's a video of, I think it's Alex Hormozy. And Alex Hormozy was talking about there was a point in his life before he was super successful, right? And he was with the woman who is now his wife. They weren't even married at this point, right? They were together. Roommates. And he had to file for bankruptcy because something went south and he was basically going to be financially ruined. And the first thing he says is, I will totally understand if you want to up and just leave me right now because I am at my lowest point. And she doesn't, because she sees the potential in him at that point, right? So there's something more to it than just going through the ups and the downs. It's not always ups. It's also downs. And when you've got that, what would the story have been? What would Alex Hormozy's sort of personality and his story been if she had bailed?
Well, you look at a lot of what the experience I see with women now is that they're trying to marry the dude who already built it. And the guy who already built it, that guy has very less loyalty to any woman that comes into his world.
He's got options.
He's like, I already built this. You didn't help me build this. Yes. You were just reaping the benefits of what I fucking built. So there's always going to be a container for those guys. And I watch it happen with other guys too. They get divorced. They're like, I appreciate you, but you weren't here when I fucking built this bitch for 20 years. Yeah. So you want to reap the fruit. Now you have Layla and Alex. It's different. Now you meet and pour into a man, be a gold digger that digs the gold out of that man. You see the vision in who he is, and he doesn't have all of that. Totally different fucking relationship.
Yeah, I talk about Layla Hormozy all the time because I admire so much that she was with him when he was broke, and she seems to be more into his business than he is. When I listen to her talk sometimes, has more piss and vinegar when she's talking about his business than he does sometimes. Yeah. And I would love to have a girl who pushed me like that. Yeah. It was like, baby, go out there and get your weird clients laid tonight. Get them. You go get them right now. You do whatever it takes. I want someone to push me like that.
I feel like I've been with a guy like that where I pushed him and I made him better, but then he didn't want to support in the same way. You know what I'm saying? So it's I felt like I was a mom at that point where I'm okay, do this. So I feel like there has to be kind of an equal balance of that. You support me, I support you.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's guys that are like that.
Yeah.
We have another one?
Oh, yeah. All right, here we go.
It's 20 years.
Captain America.
We've been living through the death of the American male. They have literally killed masculinity in our homes and our communities for one reason or another. But I raised my boys to be young men. And however you feel about that, you feel about that. But my boys will always be respectful. They will always say, yes, sir, yes, ma'am. No, sir, no, ma'am. They will always say thank you. They will always open a door for a lady. They will always make sure that their mother is taken care and provided for. They will always be men. And that's always since they were 2 years old. Every time I left for a job, I tell my 15-year-old, you're the man of the house. You make sure these doors are locked every night, this alarm is on, you text me or you call me every night before you go to bed and you wake up.
I love that.
Because we're men.
There you go.
Listen, so the thing is, when I saw this video, my first thought was, Black Captain America actually feels like, how did he not lose his job immediately? Well, I really that is the most anti-Hollywood thing I've ever heard. Yep. That statement wasn't that transgressive. It wasn't that controversial. It was controversial because it's coming from a Marvel character. Yeah. Though that is like the fucking epicenter of wokeness. And for him to say that masculinity has been killed for the last couple of years, that's why I thought that whole statement was impressive.
I'm glad he feels comfortable enough to say that, because I will tell you that I've seen Anthony Mackie talking in the past and simply dancing around those issues. But I think there's been a cultural shift that he feels comfortable enough to say that.
Chivalry.
Yeah, great.
Exactly. Chivalry is not. I can't even say that word.
Chivalry
is not dead.
Yeah, I'm very happy. Like exactly the thing you said with Anthony Mackie. I'm very happy he feels that you can say stuff like that, because I promise you couldn't say stuff like that before and still have a job in Hollywood. So that's actually pretty cool. Do we have another one?
Oh yeah. Let's do. Oh God. Okay, so this is making the rounds. You want full cringe? Here we go.
Great. You're a winner. Oh my God! When I'm talking, you're not talking. Oh, sorry. No, when I'm talking, you're not talking. This is why. Yes, we'll have to just cut him out of the show. And that is called, what's the word of the day?
Man-interrupting.
Man-interrupting, which could be a positive, it could be a negative, or it could be a
Correctile dysfunction.
yes, correctile dysfunction. I think that's one of our children trying to get into the room. But the whole point is, because our children are about to come in, the whole point is that we interrupt each other all the time. Or sometimes our kids interrupt us. Carmen wants you. Okay, I'm coming.
Okay, go get Carmen.
Okay, so now that we cleared all of that up, wait, I cleared it up. Give me a kiss just so they know that I'm not.
Oh, I'm so happy.
And give me a kiss. Give me a kiss.
So this is going viral because she's basically putting words in his mouth, just essentially just brainwashing him.
They're the only reason he tolerates that shit, because he's old.
No, agreed. Testosterone levels are super low.
You can
exactly.
tell.
It's crazy to me. Jack Ryan is sitting here saying
That's
this.
Alec Baldwin, by the way.
Yeah, it's Alec Baldwin. But it's like this goes back to what I just said before about Anthony Mackie. I can't believe Anthony Mackie feels the ability to say what he said about masculinity being dead, but then we see another member of the Hollywood elite who is being totally emasculated by his wife.
Publicly all over the place.
Yes, exactly.
And he just takes it.
Yep.
And she likes to control him.
Yeah.
And that's the one challenge too you're watching, is that women are actually being trained to control in this way, and then they want men that will actually rise, and yet they're constantly critical about the man and constantly cutting him off, and yet he doesn't know what to do because he's trying to please. It's a fucking problem. It's a problem all over. It doesn't just happen in dating. It happens in marriage. That's what happens to most of our guys. Our guys get balls completely cut off. The woman starts disrespecting them, starts cheating, or just disconnects and shuts down the body.
So what does that mean? When you're done having kids, guys, tremble on. That's what it means.
Tremble on.
And then all of a sudden, you give a shit now.
Exactly.
She's not saying shit to you no more. I got that trend dick. I'm ready to go.
Oh my God.
Let's go.
All right, something else. One more here. Do you guys know who Harry Sisson is?
Yeah, that dude is so
he's
annoying.
He's annoying as fuck. But so I'm gonna give you I'll give you the backstory here. He's been gaming 11 different chicks. Like, this guy is like spinning plates like a fucking champ. So, and he's like supposed to be very liberal and very Democrat.
He's the most liberal thing I've ever seen on TikTok or on Twitter.
Except when it comes to girls.
Yes.
But what's funny is, a lot of these guys will use reasoning. They'll ground their reasoning in evolutionary logic. Young men are pre-programmed to want to sleep with lots of women. This is totally natural. This is fine. But those same guys are apparently either ignorant or unwilling to apply that same kind of logic to women, where you can use the evolutionary reasoning and say, okay, young guys especially want to sleep with lots of women, fine. But then it's also in women's evolutionary interests to shame men for doing so, because there are evolutionary reasons why women would expect men to be faithful and committed to their partners. And so, there's either a double standard that these men aren't aware of, or they do know and they're just being fundamentally dishonest. It reminds me of the age gap discourse that periodically flares up from time to time when you see, it seems like every 8 months, Leonardo DiCaprio trends again online, and it's, Leonardo DiCaprio has another 19-year-old girlfriend. This is so bad, for among usually women who don't like this, or a lot of them are joking though, but like some women don't like it, and then a lot of men will defend him and say, oh, he's a superstar celebrity, he's a Hollywood A-lister, how can you blame the guy? It's in his evolutionary biological interest to sleep with young women. But again, you can apply that same evolutionary logic to women, and it's in their interest to shame men for, especially high status men with lots of resources, to continually date concurrently multiple young women and never commit to any of them. And especially a man who's a high profile man who could potentially shift the behavior of observers into that direction, or at least hold that up as some kind of ideal. And so, arguably it's in men's interest to defend those kinds of age gaps, and then it's in women's interest to shame men for wanting to date someone so much younger than themselves.
Was Sisson in the video?
Well, it was in the first part there. The reason
I disagree with the logic he's saying. I mean, that actually does make sense.
Keep going.
No, so the discourse started because Harry Sisson started dating a lot of women.
Okay,
Women were shaming, like all the girls who figured out that he was like all 11
It's like
of them.
an Andrew Huberman situation?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And so what's happening, and of course he's piling on here because he thinks that guys such as ourselves are saying that, well, it's all evolution made us do it.
Okay,
right?
so here's where he's fundamentally wrong, and I don't know if he'd ever see this, but if he does, this is where you got this wrong. Yes, evolutionarily, men want men want a variety of sexual partners greater than women. The median man wants the same amount of sexual partners as the top 1% most promiscuous woman. That's where they match up. No one said it's fine, motherfucker. You did that on your own. We didn't extrapolate. It's fine. If we say something, this is a big problem with people who do not understand evolutionary psychology, because men experience jealousy when their women sleep with other men. That is not, we didn't say it's fine, but it is natural. Because something is natural does not make it fine. Cancer is natural, but it doesn't make it fine. And the problem is, because we described the thing, I'll say it right now, men who bully in high school have more sexual partners. Men who get bullied in high school have fewer sexual partners. I describe something that is natural, but it doesn't make it fine. You're saying it's fine because you don't like me exposing this truth.
Exactly.
And so it becomes very inconvenient for your narrative. And so you're extrapolating that we're saying it's okay. If I'm an oncologist and I tell you have stage 4 pancreatic cancer, I'm not being like, hey, congratulations on your stage 4 pancreatic. No, I'm an oncologist. Because I study cancer does not mean I condone cancer. Because high status men are more likely to cheat, I did not say that then let's all go cheat. Yay! That's not what I said. It doesn't condone it. Because I am describing the playing field accurately, by the way. I am now being shamed for describing these things because they're inconvenient for your narrative, and your narrative is men and women are the same, and they're not the same. Men and women are not the same. For women, again, if men have a lot of casual sexual partners, it tends to raise up their self-esteem. And if women have a lot of casual sexual partners, it tends to hurt their self-esteem. That's not a double standard. That's Charles Darwin, and that's reality. I didn't say it's okay for men to have a bunch of sexual partners. I didn't say that. What I explained to you was the truth. If something is true, it cannot be bigoted. If something is true, it cannot be racist. And if something is true, it cannot be misogynistic. What you said is that I then said it's fine. You extrapolated and strawmanned our argument when we never, ever said that. And the idea that OkCupid has a survey that says 80%, women find 80% of men to be unattractive and only 20% of men to be attractive. That is not us condoning it. We are only exposing you to a truth that is very inconvenient for you because it proves hypergamy, and hypergamy is the worst thing in the world for blue pill people, for media, for liberal content creators. Hypergamy is a terrible, terrible, terrible truth. But it's not It's not that bad. Nobody's judging women for being hypergamous. There's two genders, and one of us has to be picky, and it's women. Women are pickier than men, and because of that, they try to find men who are taller, stronger, faster, make more money than them. There's nothing wrong with it. If I had a daughter, I wouldn't want my daughter to marry a broke man. I totally fucking get it. I understand. We're different, but what he's saying is, we're different, and I'm explaining that we're different, and then I'm also saying it's fine. I didn't say it's fine. I didn't say anything like that. I didn't extrapolate anything. You need me to have an opinion about it? No, but I will tell you the things that will help you become more successful and less successful, but you're the one who said it's fine, not me.
Yeah, exactly. And I like the part where you said, talking about straw men, because pretty much guys like Mac and Murphy, like Alex from Date Psych, Rob Henderson, they make a living at their persona that is about straw manning the positions of the red pill and the manosphere in general, and then trying to knock those down in video after video after video. We're not saying, if you know anything about the red pill, it is not an ideology. It is not a mission statement. It is not it's not a movement. It's not a religion. It's not a fucking cult. It's not a philosophy. It is a praxeology. Just because we're presenting that data to you doesn't mean we have to tell you how to fucking feel about it.
Yes, if you're a man and you have a ton of sexual partners, you're going to be less satisfied in a marriage. There, I said it. People think we don't ever say. I'm going to say that. I'm not telling you to have more or fewer sexual partners. What I'm telling you is, in general, that is the result of your action. If you came to me and you were to say, hey, Michael, if you abuse steroids, smoke a bunch of cigarettes, and drink alcohol and do a bunch of cocaine, it's going to hurt your internal organs when you're older. I'm not going to be like, how dare you shame me, you fucking androgynous, you misogynistic, racist piece of shit. I'm not going to say that. You're like, yeah, you're probably right. If I abuse steroids, it's probably going to hurt me. If you were to tell a man, hey, if you have 500 sexual partners, you might not be satisfied in a marriage, I'll be like, that sounds about right. Yeah, that sounds about right. But you say that to women, how dare you? You can't turn a hoe into a housewife. How dare you say stuff like that? But then I show you stats that show that women with high body counts are very unhappy in marriages, and then it's like, I'm a misogynist. What I'm saying is, now Michael Sartain is telling men to have high body counts and women to have low body counts. No, I'm not. I didn't say shit. You took those words out of my mouth because you don't like how inconvenient my facts are for your narrative, so you have to straw man me by saying I said it was okay or not okay. I'm not telling you how to live your life, but I am telling you the truth.
Yep. And I didn't say it would be pretty. I just said it'd be the truth.
What's considered a high body count?
Well,
for men and women?
This depends. If I'm a traditional Muslim man, you need to be a virgin for us to get together, right? But if I'm a club promoter in Vegas, or club promoter in Miami, I don't know. I'm marrying a girl with 50. I don't know. Like it just depends. It's relative. It's relative.
So the body count can define or determine whether you'd marry someone or not?
For me, yeah, I think it would. There's a number of you cross that I'm not going to say it, but like if you cross, it's not that I wouldn't have. We'd have fun together, but I'm not going to marry you. I'm not going to marry. I'm not. I'll just say we'll just say a number that's obviously too high, like 100. If a girl's been with 100 dudes, like it's just the problem is as soon as things get ugly between us, even a little bit, she's just gonna dip. Like there's some other dude she can think that she's thinking about, and women imprint on men more when they have sex than the other way around. And so like at 100, I'm like, we could have fun. Love to have you on my show. Maybe you could have a threesome with me and my girlfriend, but I'm not gonna fucking marry you. That's crazy. And there's nothing wrong with me saying that. That's my opinion. That part I did extrapolate. That's my opinion. But I'm not telling everyone else to live by my lifestyle. I know a bunch of dudes who are, whatever, they're cucks and they want to watch their wife have sex with other dudes. Do whatever makes you happy.
So you think like a body count defines a woman's like...
No, it does not define. We're talking about statistical tendencies.
Okay.
Yes, statistically.
So statistically, if a woman has sex with 100 men, then what?
Then it's very unlikely she will be happy in a monogamous relationship. How does that not make sense? How does that not sound obvious?
Well, I'm just curious.
Yeah, no.
I'm just curious as far as your statistics go. What your statistics...
Yeah, okay, got it. You want to say, Garrett?
The game is contrast and comparison.
Thank you.
Right, so well, if you're after a guy, you've slept with 100 other men, the guy you're with is going to be constant compared to the other 100 men that you're with. It's the same thing you walk at, like women can post something on social media and they get all this validation and attention. It's not the same for a guy. A guy posts something over here, it's just different. So you've got contrast and comparison, which constantly, with more and more contrast, you're even seeing it with all young people. My son's 25, all of them, there's so much contrast and comparison. It creates disappointment. And that disappointment is in contrast to the things that you've already done. It's a contrast and comparison. Here's what I've done. Here's what I have. Fuck. Maybe that was better than what I currently have.
Let me expectation.
Let me ask you this. Is your sexuality part of your identity?
Good question. No, absolutely not.
So
Are you asking me?
I'm asking, is your sexuality
specifically?
part of your identity?
No, not.
It's
not
part
at
of
all.
mine.
Not mine.
It's part of mine.
I mean,
my
I think-
heterosexuality is a very
think
clear,
too-
strong part of my
if you're
total
gonna
identity.
give me a chance to actually explain myself, then yeah, I'll tell you. You know what I mean? But I'm like not here to rush my verbatim.
Okay, got it.
Moving on.
Okay,
moving
so
on.
the reason why I asked that is because, and I would think most people would say yes, because if I'm gay, if I'm bisexual, if I'm heterosexual,
Right.
that is part of
Well, the
my
reason
identity.
I say no is because I'm bisexual.
Okay,
So I like women and men.
So your sexuality is part of your identity then?
Yeah,
Well, so- but
100%.
here's
I
the
mean,
thing.
my sexuality is definitely a part of my identity.
This is a different way to say this. My heterosexuality is part of my masculinity, but your heterosexuality is not part of your femininity. What I mean by that is you can be you can be perceived as very feminine and be bisexual.
Right.
But it's very difficult for a heterosexual man to seem very masculine when he's kissing dudes. Make sense?
Well, I'm not bisexual in that way. Like, I'm not bisexual in the way, like, for me personally, if we're talking about me, I just love women. And when I'm not homophobic, my best friend was gay, he passed away. And, like, literally, I love gay people. But when it comes to men, like, once you go there, you can't go back. I mean, like, I don't want to be with.
Agreed.
You are.
I can't be with a gay man. I love women, and I will eat the shit out of
let me get to super chats
But
here
I
real
will
quick.
never fuck a gay guy.
When you give one guy a blowjob, you are gay forever.
No,
Yes.
we're not doing that.
Go ahead.
We're not doing
Marissa,
that.
you can sit right here.
We're only so gay.
Wait, I have a question. So is Lily Phillips like never gonna be in a relationship?
kidding.
No, some dude's gonna take her.
But someone
Some
will
dudes will take her.
absolutely marry
But she
Lily
won't be
Phillips.
happy.
If you guys see on my IG, it's a picture of me, Selena, and Lily Phillips together. The thing is,
1001.
the thing is, what we're not saying is that guys won't want to marry Lily Phillips. They absolutely will. What we're saying is that Lily Phillips probably, statistically unlikely that she's going to be happy in a monogamous relationship with a man. Would you say that's true?
I think so.
I mean, after what you saw her screaming about how many guys she's had sex with when we were at that party? Yeah, of course. Exactly. All right.
Let me get to these supers real quick and then we'll get out of here. Rolo, I broke up with my ex of 3 years and it hurt less than you leaving me on read on IG and my email titled research. Sorry. Brandon says, Rolo, can you elaborate on the difference between women wanting truth versus full disclosure? I'll tell you what, Brandon, I'll answer that on my Sunday show. And then everyone drives Corvettes and Ferraris. They all look alike.
Oh, these are mine.
Yeah, I know, but you're the only one that gets supers.
Okay, got it. All right, well, I appreciate it. You read them. Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, guys, thank you.
So
Again, all this money is going to go back into the Peppermill Fund. Seriously, like this won't even cover half the Peppermill Fund.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you guys sending us
All
super
right, let's
chats.
wrap.
Okay, awesome. Real quick, Laura, what do you think about the show?
Fun.
Grab the mic. Everybody, please grab the mic. What do you think about the show?
It was fun.
Okay, awesome. What do you think?
I had a good time. It was fun.
Oh, go ahead. I
Candace.
didn't see Candace. You're back there. Candace.
Funny, fun.
You had a good time?
Yeah.
Was it what you expected? Awesome. Tristan?
Good to be back.
Yes. Oh, nice. What do you think about
Same
Selena?
and entertaining.
Yes. What do you think, Maritza? Your first time on here. Your second time.
Second time. The
Yes.
first time I walked out angry and crying because of fresh and fit, but this time it was super chill, super fun. I would definitely come back.
Okay, beautiful. What do you think about the show?
It was fun.
You had a good time? Garrett, you have a good time?
Fun,
Okay.
unique experience. It's
Okay,
great.
awesome. Very cool. What do you think about Cynthia?
Super fun.
Yes? West?
I love the discourse and the
Well-
juxtaposition of opinions.
Well, please come back soon because I know Jules not open on Thursdays. Go ahead, Marissa.
The best thing about the show was meeting her right there.
Oh my goodness. Enjoy y'all.
And coming with my best friend too.
Yeah, and
And her.
no, she's
But,
talking about me, but she
but I
also
got-
knows her best.
yeah.
Anyways,
But
the
I
best
see
part
her
of
all
the
the
show is that I
time.
pop my head in twice because y'all get so controversial. I'm like, I gotta say something.
Got it. Awesome. What did you think of the show?
I had a really good time. It was a lot of fun.
Awesome. We're glad to have you. Hope you guys will all be willing to come back. We also have Monica over here. There's a few other people. We had so many people show up. Guys, so a couple things coming up. For those of you who are interested, hold on, guys. We can hear every word you're saying. You got to be quiet. Okay, thank you. For those of you who are interested, on Saturday, I'm going to be the ring announcer for Fights of Fury 11. It's 20 amateur boxing matches. You guys are all invited to come. Ladies, if you want to come, we can try to get you tickets. Gentlemen, tickets are like the cheapest ones are like $35. It's a very intimate
Gotta
affair.
be there.
Okay, please hold on. Okay, thank you. So if you guys want to come check that out, please do it. Saturday night, Dead Mouse is making his first appearance at XS in like 10 years, and that's going to be freaking awesome. And then coming on later on in the month, Vegas Immersion is going to come up in this next week. And then after that, on April 2nd is going to be Rolo's birthday. We're going to do Access Vegas. And April 3rd will be Babes in Toyland Goes Country at Jason Aldean's Kitchen and Grill. I think that's what it's called. If you guys want to come to that, to Jason Aldean's Kitchen and Grill, it's going to be incredible. We're going to have all the girls from Babes in Toyland are come dressing in country outfits with cowboy boots on and cowboy hats and Daisy Dukes and stuff like that. So we're going to have that coming up in the future. It's going to be fun. And then after that, May 17th, we have Babes in Toyland in Miami. White Party, which is going to be an animal rescue charity. If you guys are interested in coming to that. And there's like 5 other things I forgot. Oh, I'm sorry. What am I talking about? April 19th is the Bunny Ball in San Diego. Please get your tickets now. We are collecting toys for underprivileged children. We're collecting stuffed animals for underprivileged children. Like tons of orphanages. We're going to be collecting these toys. So if you guys want to come and donate a bunny, a stuffed animal for the Bunny Ball, that's going to be April 19th in San Diego, California. You guys go check out the Bunny Ball on Instagram. What's up?
Stuffed toys?
Yes, of course.
Yes, I have so many.
Yes,
and I would
you can
love
definitely
to
do
give
that.
them away.
Yes,
Okay.
and you get thrown into a pit of bunnies. Like there's a huge pit of stuffed animals, and they throw you into it. So it's pretty awesome. So guys, please make sure you check that out. I believe in social causes and building a social circle by raising money for charity. That's what we do in the Men of Action program. One other thing, if you guys want to learn more about what we teach, go to moamentoring.com. You guys can learn, or you can go to our school group and look up Men of Action Forum. We have a $5 per month school group, and we have like 4 free courses in that school group, along with free calls for me. We're doing our next free call next Friday.
And if you need a link, it is in the description. It's I think it's the third one down. Also, my Reignite group, we will be doing in Miami. We will be doing a lot of special events there. One of those is going to be a deep sea fishing trip. I've got 3 slots left open on that. So if you're interested in coming out with us, that's great. We're going to have Jim Kilgore come. I think it's going to be on that Friday. And we're going to be going to a haberdashery, I guess is what you would call it. It's like a men's kind of style, kind of consultation type thing at Jackson Maximus, which is going to be right below the Hyatt Centric in Brickell. And then we have a lot of other special events going on. So if you want to know what those are and you want to get involved with my Reignite group, just hit the link there or hit me up in my DMs in Twitter or on Instagram.
Awesome, man. We had a ton of people. I actually had more people watching me than with Fresh and Fit last week.
Isn't that
awesome? I'm not trying to say this shit on them. These guys are awesome. We'll see you guys in Miami. But this was pretty interesting. So, hey guys, thank you guys for joining us. Again, one more time. If you guys want to come to the fight, it's going to be for anybody here. You guys seen youth boxing associations, and you want to help them. All these 20 amateur fights. This is sanctioned by USA Boxing. Some of these kids are going to be trying to get into the Olympics, and also Vegas Fire versus Vegas Rescue. We're going to have some boxing matches in for that as well. And I'm going to be the ring announcer for all of it. So I'd love if you guys could come. It's at the HyperX Arena at the Luxor. And then all the ladies who want to go see Dead Mouse on Saturday, hit me up, and I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. April 2nd, we'll see you guys again. Take care.